Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. How is everyone doing? It's a great day. You hear me? It's a great day. It's warm here. And we now have the foolishness is about to be over. Okay? We've had the last episode of the foolishness that is the R&B divas. I think that name wasn't meant how it was used, but it sure was used in the right way because there was some divaness going on. Okay, I hope everybody can hear me clearly. Okay, I got my little fan blowing, but I don't think y'all can really hear that much. So if you hear a small humming, it's just my itty bitty fan. It's just my itty bitty fan. Okay, but we're gonna have a quick little conversation. Okay, y'all know I already put up all kinds of content. I already reviewed everything there was to review for, this show. But I say we always have to have a conversation as a group. Okay? Because some stuff deserve group conversations. Okay? Now look. Y'all should make sure that y'all have already watched stuff. Okay? Because I did the review of the show right here. You see that right there? Okay. Taj, I have Taj's full live. I cut it down so we can watch it together right now. If I can cuss Taj stuff out because I have a lot to say to Taj. Taj is on my list of people that's on my list. Okay. And then, of course, I also talked about Tasha on Watch What Happens Live. Okay, so if you do not know, now you do know, those videos are up on my channel from this morning. If you are a member, those videos were up last night. All members get first view of any video. I put it up whenever I do it. That's why I don't put the actual videos up until after 12 p.m. so y'all can watch it in the morning. Okay, y'all get a preview before anybody else. Yes, okay. Now, this is the thing. Okay, a lot of foolishness happened, and I feel like it's a lot of people to blame. Okay, we can blame SWV, we can blame Xscape, Mona Scott's Young, okay, Bravo, and the Mickey Freaky fans, okay? The Mickey Freaky fans is really round here causing havoc all up and through. Causing this havoc and mayhem and just get out of here-ness all up and through, okay? Now, but y'all know first things first, if you have not done so already, please take a moment to do what? Subscribe to my channel. Become a whole JayBird, okay? Make sure to also like the video, please, and thank you. Y'all know liking helps YouTube share us with the people, okay? Comment in the comment section because this is a conversation, okay? This is a conversation between me and y'all and me, and everything in between, okay? Now, you should also share the video, okay? Please and thank you. Share the video and whatnot. I'm here where I'm at. Hi, how is everyone doing? Why do I think I'm off kilter? I need to be like center. Okay, it's right by the wall, but y'all can see my little basket right there. And it looks centered on my end. Okay, anyway. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? How is everybody on this this Monday of Mondays, okay, the day of the month and whatnot. I hope everybody had a great day and we're gonna have a great evening with this here. Okay, I was gonna also do a watch along for Candy speak on it, but I just didn't feel like because I feel like once we have a conversation about Taj, I'm gonna incorporate stuff that Candy said anyway, so we need to do a double dip. Okay, but let's get the party started. Okay, we're gonna start. Okay, Indiana in the house. Hey, Indiana. Hey, Indiana. Um, Good evening. Good evening. Hello to all the people. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hey, my. That's my mom. Okay. I just talked to you. Okay. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome. Stop. But hey, how was everybody doing? Yeah, it was 3 premieres today. Look, I was up until I went to bed at about 5:30. I woke up at 6:15, went back to bed at 6:30, and slept until I had to get up for work around 11:30. But yeah, the 3 premieres I did because I wanted to be able to get my thoughts out quickly and then have a separate chat with y'all after I've got my thoughts out. It just makes it easier. And some people don't want to sit through a long 4-5 hour review of certain shows. So I'm like, those who want to come here and have a long chat with me, come here and have a long chat. But I am appreciative that people are also watching the premieres that I put out earlier in the day. Okay, it's always a great thank you. Okay, it's a super day now that I'm off work. I know. That's how I feel too. It's amazing. I did. Yes, I also did Tasha on What Happened Live. We can touch on. I feel like, look, if y'all have questions about what my thought is with something on this show, put the word question and the question so that way I can answer it because I don't have many notes. It's gonna be a bit of a free for all. So yeah, okay. But I did, review Tasha on Watch What Happened Live. That's up on my channel too. We can kind of get into that. Yeah, Taj and her foolishness got on all the nerves that I have. I was like, Taj, do you just want somebody to trip you down the stairs of pillows and you fall into a pillow bed, and maybe in the pillow bed it may be a brick that your foot hits. I'm just gonna say that's what it may be, but you're gonna be safe in the pillows with the brick, okay? This, okay? Hey, in chat, thank you for blessing us with all the great content today. I was working hard. I was delusional last night. I was delusional. And when I came home, I was like, I don't feel like going live, but I'm here. Okay, I'm here. I got my water. I got my bun. I put on some lipstick or whatever, and we here having a great time. Now, I may not be live tomorrow because I have to watch the Tasha K interview and watch and get notes. So I don't know if I'll be live tomorrow, but I know for a fact I will be live Wednesday. I'm probably gonna be live tomorrow. I always say that I'm probably gonna be live tomorrow. Okay, we good, we good. Hey, 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 hey. Thank you. This is actually lipstick. It's not a lip gloss. It is Fenty Beauty's Stunner Lip Paint. Okay, is what I love. It's what I love. Okay, it's just an amazing thing. Okay, but hey, we've been here just kicking it. I only started watching the show after watching reviews. Drove my interest. Keep it up. Thank you so much. I think a lot of people, a lot of show folk don't know. People really be listening to the reviewers, and that's how they kind of go to shows. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Um, we're gonna get into what Lily said. Lily, we're gonna get into Lily and Taj because I think it's a way to show what's been going on around here because Lily, see, Coco been quiet, even though Coco was reposting stuff on her stories. Taj was very active on IG on her lives. She then realized, let me stop saving the lives. So there's no proof of what I said, even though I know that people recorded it. It ain't no proof on my page, okay? And Lily was active on Twitter saying cash money stuff. But on Taj's live from yesterday, she spoke with a little bit of sense. Okay, but yes, I agree. Taj has been messy. Taj is mad, 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 mad. And I'm like, why are you so mad? Why are you so mad? For what? You know? And, I feel like it's easy for people. That's why I tell y'all, for me, you have to be careful who you let up on your platform because you will be the one held responsible for what they say. And I feel like Taj allowed folk to come around her page or whatever and say stuff because she was just trying to be messy. That's just my opinion. Okay? Now, we had 6 episodes of this, and we all thought, oh, it's gonna be a great, great show. We know it's a mess with Xscape, okay? And for the most part, I felt like, because this is my question. I'm gonna put up a poll. Let me add a poll. Hold on, y'all. I felt like Xscape did not do anything. See who was more shiny, Xscape. That's the big. And I feel like people were mad for different reasons, but I still feel like SWV was more shady than Xscape. And I was like, who is the ones to blame? Who brought all the drama? Was it SWV? Was it Xscape? But also, we have to look at Mona Scott Young and also Bravo and the fans. Because I kept saying the fans are the ones causing people to pick sides. Because if one fan say, I love understanding, another fan say, it ain't nothing, I love weak. And then you have the fans of both groups fussing back and forth. You have people adding each group member, whatever, and some people were responding more than others. I feel like Mona Scott Young had this idea based on them doing verses. They did verses. It was a great, entertaining show. So, hey, let's do a TV show and see if y'all can do a tour. The fact that we don't realize Mona Scott Young is messy. She is. Mona Scott Young is messy. Mona Scott Young allows cameras to film people and just film what happened, but the producers are what's messy too. Because they're asking questions, They're piecing together storylines and storyboards and putting things where they don't go, making it seem as if this happened or that happened or somebody looked some kind of shady way. And I feel like the first person we gonna blame is Bravo and the producers because they cut and edited the show in whatever way. Now, Mona Scott ain't came out and said nothing, much of nothing, because we clearly see Xscape had one idea about what the show was going to be, and SWV had a different one. But in my opinion, once SWV saw how the show was edited down, people coming at them on social media, and that's the gotcha. I feel like you have to be fully aware. If people ain't coming at you on social media, they may not really know you exist. It don't mean you don't exist. But what it means is, your social media presence isn't that high. SWV is a known group, yes, but they have not had to deal with the scrutiny of social media and fans of TV shows. And once they got a dose of how people will attack you based on the TV show, they got offended. Because in the past, the shows they had been on, No Tea, No Shade, weren't that popular. Nobody really talks about SWVO shows. We talk about, Flavor of Love and they old episodes more than the 2 seasons that SWV had on their show and the 1 season they had on that show with Salt and Pepper. People still talk about, R&B divas when Tasha was on that 1 season. Now Tasha ain't do shit, but Tasha was sitting in that thing when Selena Johnson told Lee Gilbert, it's a special place in hell for bitches like you. Tasha was there. She ain't do nothing, but she was there. People still bring up that scene. People still talk about T.I. and Tiny the Family Hustle. People still talk about housewife stuff. Nobody, this is No Tea, No Shade. Nobody talked about SWV and the show they have been on at all. And social media is different now. So in my opinion, they didn't know how to handle it. They thought, oh, this is real life. People really upset. They mad. And the few folks who don't like Candy was like they're being mean to y'all. And in my opinion, Coco and Taj and Lily believe that shit. And that to me is where the discourse started. Period. They fed into it. And as they fed into it, they felt like if Tiny or Candy responded to a fan defending themselves, not downing SWV, just defending, I forgot I wasn't on camera, just defending themselves, SWV got offended. And they then went on the defense. It was no longer about, well, the show had this mess and, we had disagreements on the show. No, it was now about, let me pick apart all the stuff we really were not offended about earlier. Because in the confessionals, were they shady? Like, oh yeah, I sold 30 million records, bitch, with your little 7 million. They did that little stuff, but there was not much shade at all being thrown from either group. It was little stuff. Oh, your little 7 million, Tiny's and old, they performing overalls and boots. That was really it. It wasn't much more on the show. On social media, because of stuff, Candy and Tiny went into defense on why they felt like Xscape deserved, headliner status. That was them defending themselves and giving examples about what producers, what promotional people do to back in pay you less money for this or that reason. And SWV took it all personal. When Candy was saying how, when we make this amount and we make this much more than SWV, I mean, did Candy have to say that? No, she did not. But her point was, this is the reason why we don't want to not be the headline, because when we do another show, they can try to use that against us. And I just feel like they fed into that shit. Now, we're going to get a bit more to that once we get into Talk Loud. I want to kind of quickly discuss these folks right here, because this is discuss the whole show live. Okay? I hope y'all are having a good time. Okay? Because y'all know I talk a lot. I talk a whole bunch. Tasha and Rocky were delusional. Tasha and Rocky were not only delusional, they were confused. And I feel like they did not think, oh, they're going to see through it. Oh, they're not going to agree. Oh, they're going to believe everything we say. And to me, Tasha and Rocky was on this show this season looking so stupid. Looking very delusional. And I feel like each time Rocky was only accused of doing two things on this show. He was accused of, and I'm also going to say this. I feel like Tamika never planned to say, y'all stole my money. You can tell it came out. And once it came out, it was out. You can't put it back in the bag. If you notice on the TV show, that wasn't a big issue. Episodes 1 and 2, it was, on Xscape side, but it never came up the whole 6 episodes. Tasha said it in the dispute. She talked about it with Candy and Tiny. That was really it. Tasha refused to have a conversation with Tamika because she knew it would open up the doors of what happened. That's why we really did not see that as a big topic. And then on the last 2 episodes, where, last week's episode, it came out how Rocky was accused of allegedly getting kickbacks. Even how him saying you can't prove it, I feel like Rocky kept saying stuff, not defending himself and not with any proof of that he didn't do this, that, or the other. No, Rocky kept saying stuff like, you can't prove I did it. It ain't no proof I did it. So if it ain't no proof I did it, what you want me to do about it? And I said, well, sir, why would you say that they can't prove you did it? Why would you say that? And even him saying, well, they can't, I don't know how to, steal a check. I mean, you would have to get somebody's social number, and forge it. I'm like, that's telling people how to do it. And the fact that Tasha never really acknowledged, let me check with my husband. Okay? Let me check with my husband. Because on the show, Tamika never showed Tasha any receipts about Rocky and the royalties, which is why she came with receipts when she went to them about the kickback stuff. The fact that the response to the kickback stuff was, I didn't do that, they can't prove that, and then Tasha come around here with an entourage of folk we think she paid for them with Tamika's money. Okay, it was crazy. Then seeing Tasha on Watch What Happened Live with Coco looking guilty. When she squints, she guilty. And the fact that she had time, because this is the gotcha. This show was taped last year. You had time to come up with active and believable stories. And the fact that the best they could come up with was, well, you can't put someone checking your account. Yes, you can. You can. Well, they can't prove I did it. But she had the receipts. And Tasha never saying, I talked to my husband and I asked my husband, what was this? And he explained to me, and I believe my husband. The fact that Rocky and Tasha ain't suing, not only Tamika, sue the promoter who is allegedly lying on you about kickback stuff. So I feel like the fact that I told y'all, if someone accuses me of stealing, prove it. Show me the receipts. I'll see you in court. Because either you going to take me to court for what I stole from you, or I'm going to take you to court for lying on me. Ain't no in between. You can't lie on me publicly, which ruins my character, and think I'm going to be cool with that. No, ma'am. Then she was on the Watch What Happened Live saying, yeah, Mama Joyce called me, and she called me and told me to stop singing. I said, bitch, what? Now, Candy went on social media and said, my mom ain't did nothing. My mom only have a lady number. This is some bullshit, okay? My mom has not called her. But I said that. I said, first she said her mama called, but Mama Joyce called me. She then said she called me. Now, I thought she was saying, Mama Joyce called me, told me to stop singing. And that she then changed to saying she commented on my IG. And I'm like, well, which one was it? Either way it go, I don't think Mama Joyce called that lady. Because if that's the case, Mama Joyce would have been calling Tasha her whole damn life. If you and Candy been beefing your whole life, Mama Joyce would have been called you and cussed your ass out. And the Mama Joyce that called you and told you stop singing. You can't tell me that you and I went on your live or on your that pre-recorded speak on that you did and said, and Candy Mama called me, you would have said that before. So it's weird because she said one thing, kind of changed it. But when Candy said, Mama ain't called, I don't believe. Look, is Mama Joyce messy? Yes. If someone come for Candy, will Mama Joyce get involved? She will. However, we've never seen Mama Joyce get involved with Xscape shit. We've seen Mama Joyce get involved on a TV shit fussing about Todd and Carmen. Candy and Tasha have been beefing for years, according to everybody. So why would Mama Joyce all of a sudden be calling you and contacting you to tell you to stop singing? You ain't never sang before. You sang it, Don't Stop Candy Bag. Candy each time Candy been live, Candy kept saying, support Tasha. Get Tasha's song. Stream her shit. She want to go solo, stream it. Follow Xscape. Go to their tour. Candy we know how Candy be. Candy be around here encouraging folks to go help whoever it is who's coming against her. Because I tell you this, if you come for me, I'm not telling anyone to support you. I'm not gonna mention you at all. And Candy, and I don't think that makes me a hater. I just don't like to speak on people I don't rock with. But Candy be like, you know what? Support them. Get they shit. Buy they shit. Do whatever, okay? And that's why I'm like, Candy seems to be a nice fucking person. And it's sad that Tasha is on this rocky dying of a hill with this mess. Her entourage, who I feel like, can you afford them? Because you ain't doing no Xscape shows. You can't be getting paid that much to sing your songs for your new album that I still don't know how many records you sold. You're around here on Watch What Happened Live because I'm pretty sure that Motown Gospel said, girl, go fix it. Go fix it. Go fix it. The fact that she was on there saying on the live thing, me and Rocky have an open marriage, but on Watch What Happened Live, I didn't say an open marriage. I meant we had open communication. Girl, that is two different things. Two completely different things. So I feel like Tasha and I think I just saw that. Rocky and Tasha was huge L by participating in the show. Their brands are toast. And they are. And not because Candy's better. Not because people feel like Candy can't do no wrong. Candy is not perfect at all. No one is dismissing Tasha solely based on how much we appreciate Candy, her entertainingness or whatever. People have an issue with Rocky and Tasha because of what we saw them do, how we see them talk, them trying to convince us they not stealing. That's the crazy part. That Tasha and Rocky trying to use the notion that, oh, it's Candy's fault or it's the group's fault or it's somebody else's fault if Tasha's album don't do well. Well, ma'am, let it do well. Get it out our face. Our album is number 20 on, but on what chart, Cherise? On the gospel charts? Where I need to know, I need to find out, where do I go to find out how many albums somebody sold? Okay, let me see. Let me Google how many albums did Latasha, her name didn't pop up, Latasha Scott's sell? Let me Google. Let's Google. Well, 4 days ago, we don't say how many she sold though. I'm gonna poll it somewhere because I want to know. I want to know. You know what I'm saying? Not that it matters, but I feel like I want her album to do well so that way she can't blame nobody else for her failure or success except herself. Because for 30 years, she's been blaming Candy for her non-solo career. It's been Candy's fault. Candy did it. It's Candy. It's Candy. It's Candy. Also, if I get a royalty check, I'm asking my sister if she got hers. When Tasha receives her check, why didn't she tell Tamika? Tamika had to hear it from Miss Diane. Because, girl, you said it. Somebody's stealing the checks. Somebody's stealing the checks. Because that's true. That's if you are in a group with somebody and y'all all getting checks. Now we know at this point in time they were not touring or a group like that. So I know that Tasha or Tamika would have called Candy, but they would have called each other because they was cool then. That's the gotcha. So for me, for this whole show, my thoughts on Latasha is Latasha's full of shit. And part of that shit is Rocky. And I get she love her husband, but that husband is also her blind spot. And she gonna learn the hard way. She is. Because so much has happened, it's gonna be hard for anyone to look at her the same. No matter how great your voice is, we remember you and this man up in his makeup and him up and telling us,
this ain't stealing. This ain't stealing.
We won't ever. It's true.
This ain't stealing. This ain't stealing.
It's a whole tick. It's like, sir, what is you doing? What is going on with you and your body? And oh, it ain't stealing. Then what is it? So they came around here trying to use this show as a stepping stone for Tasha's career, and it hindered her more than it helped her. Because more people who probably would have supported her now is just, being negative about her and her voice and her album. And that's sad because she is talented. But I always say, we've said it before, people get on these reality shows and show who they really is, and then people don't like them no more. That's on her. Now, what else am I going to talk about? Because I done forgot, y'all. Oh, the two groups. Okay, so the show itself, I feel like the show was a good show based on them having to put it together real fast. The fact that Tasha wanted to be the leader of the group, and it didn't happen. It was a big turnout at the event. I feel like putting on a concert is difficult. And I don't like how SWV has been complaining about the show, and I still feel like, well, what the fuck did y'all bring to the table? Can you imagine somebody coming to Thanksgiving dinner and being pissed about the food that they didn't cook? Well, bitch, what did you cook? If you don't like the food, you should have brought something that you made that would make this better. You can't come to dinner complaining about the food when you ain't the cook. Shut up and eat. You came here to eat. That's it. You came here for some food, eat the damn food. But it seemed like, in my opinion, SWV did a lot of blaming Xscape for stuff. Oh, the choreographer. Oh, the set people. Oh, the this and oh, the that. I was like, look. You can't complain about what you didn't do. If you don't like who they brought on to do the set, where's your set people? If you didn't like who they had for the costumes, where's your costume people? If you didn't like who they had for the stage director, where is your stage director? That's what makes me mad. It aggravates me. Because you're complaining about something that it seemed like you didn't have anything to do with getting it together. So it's easy to blame Xscape for all the mishaps when they were doing everything, but y'all wanted a co-headline. It should be a co-headline. It should be even. Well, bitch, bring something to the table. Where is anyone who you now? We know that they had a musical director named I think his name was E. Will. But E. Will was never on camera. So y'all even use an Xscape staff on camera, but not showing the fuck ups of the one person that SWV brought around here. And I said when I watched it, and I also feel like SWV been upset that, oh my God, they cut the concert in half. They didn't show this. They were never going to show y'all full concert. They was never going to show the full show. Ever. That was never the plan. Coco, shut up, Taj. Just shut up. Okay? Now, I want to touch on a couple points that Candy said I had to speak on, and then we'll get into Taj's live, which I had to cut down a little bit. So Candy points out how, of course, she hoped people see that Tasha is the one who's been difficult for a long time, okay? And how even seeing Tasha with her different stylists who would make Tasha look a bit different from the group. That, I think, was noticeable. Because Tasha wanted to look different. She fully wanted to look different from her group. Okay? She brought up how Tasha also never gave them any answers about the text message and wire transfer. The fact that you can't explain to anybody about your husband's name being in text, supposedly funneling money, don't sit well with me. And she said how when Tasha said that, in the past, if someone brought a deal to the table, that person could possibly get a, payment or some kind of finder's fee. Candy said, not on my goddamn watch, not when I was in the group. I don't know what they do when it's three of them, when it's Tamika, Tiny, and Tasha. I don't know what they do, but when it's all four of us, no one is getting an extra percentage or an extra payment for bringing a deal to the table. Okay, ain't gonna happen. She also brought up how she was one who brought the people on board for their Great Escape tour, where they made millions, and she didn't ask for no goddamn kickback. How even though she has the most subscribers, the most followers, or whatever, she always splits things evenly with the group. Okay, how even if somebody else made the contacts saying, "Hey, we want to book Escape," they would tell that person, "Hey, contact our manager," when they had one, and let them handle it. I think Tasha's a liar. And I like how she said, Kenny said, like, at the end of the day, we only want to work with folks that it'll be a clean deal, ain't no extra money, you know what I'm saying? And we're not worried about shit, okay? She also brought up how, there's been no mention by the studio or the studio, the network for season 2, but that does not mean they may not try to do one. But the show was made to be one season. She also brought up how when SWV was saying, "Oh, we made the decision for us to do, for y'all to do understanding or whatever," she said, "Lies." She said the day before, the musical director E. Will, who is SWV's people, came to her and said, "Hey, we're gonna end with understanding." And she said, "Well, are you sure?" He said, "Yes, because the message of the song feels like a better way to end things." And I said, "I agree." I think the kicking part is no one ever said Weak was not a good song or that Understanding was better. But again, both groups wanted to end on what their song was. But to me, the fact that SWV's musical director was the one who made the decision for them to end with Understanding based on the message of the song and based on the whole show and what had happened over time, I said it made sense. Period. And so she said that's why Xscape looked at them weird where they said on camera how, "Oh, we made the decision to let y'all." They was like, "Bitch, he already told us yesterday. What do you mean?" Okay, so Foolishness. Kenny brought up how she did not get why SWV took things personal. Okay, how it was just a group negotiating on behalf of their group. It wasn't personal, and how at the end of filming, everyone seemed okay. We're not upset. Yes, they had worked through things and things were stressful, but no one felt some kind of way. That she knew that there was drama with Xscape, okay, but that wasn't, a big to do. She brought up how people always hate on Dawan. I said that too. People be hating on Dawan and saying Dawan being in women's business. I think I want people to get this. Candy has a whole company, Candy Coded Entertainment. Don Juan literally runs that company with Candy. He works for Candy. Meaning when she's having these shows and she's working in business, Don Juan has to be involved. The same way SWV had that white man for them. So it aggravates, and I'm not saying Don Juan can't be in the mess, but we have to stop saying that someone who works on behalf of someone is being messy in the shit. I want people on my team who gonna ride for me, and I don't need them to be a woman to in order to not look like they're being messy. Okay, he's a man. He's, you know what I'm saying? They're friends, whatever. But I'm like, he works for Candy's company. What would y'all want the manager who works, or whatever his title? I think he wanted the manager, but he's like, within the, he's on the corporate board of it all, whatever. What would y'all want the person who you are paying to be support for you and your shows, meaning your TV shows, your music shows? Y'all know Don Juan is also the one who was helping put together the Dungeon Tour. That's his job. So I'm like, you may not like him because he's opinionated, but that man is out there riding for Candy. If you don't have someone riding for you, that's on you. If you don't have look, Candy has a Don Juan, I have a Mama Lee and a Karla. And also him, because when shit was going down, he was pissed about stuff. He just didn't voice it. Because I'm like, it's okay, you don't have to. It's okay, it's fine. But don't feel like people don't have people riding for them, and we have to stop making it seem as if, well, don't be in women's. No, he's paid to do that. He's supposed to be sure the show don't look corny. He's supposed to be sure no one looks dumb, because he's worked with them before. Just saying. Okay? It be some B of the S. Okay, some B of S. But that's what she said. Okay. She also spoke about how the show came to fruition. She said, look, the TV show, because it's two things, y'all. It's two things. It's the TV show that we saw. It was the performance that we saw. Okay. And then separately from that, it was a possible tour. Candy said Mona Scott Young had the idea of doing the show about putting on a performance. Thank you. Come on now, Diva. Don Juan is her number 2. He's the person in charge of the kids' trust if something happens to her and Todd. I don't know why y'all think that's Don Juan be in women's business. He's a man who's in business with a woman. So should no one defend Candy when shit go wrong? Or should the person in that place, Don Juan, who happens to have arguments or conversations or rebuttals to women, that does not mean you're in women's business. Peter, who used to be in the women's business, that's different. Peter wasn't working with Cynthia. He was married to Cynthia. Okay? That's a man being in women's business. Okay? Don Juan, who works for Candy in management, on paper, when she's doing deals, he's there with her. He's supposed to speak up. If he don't, his ass should be fired. I'm ignoring people saying that Tasha get kicked out. Y'all know I don't do breaking news unless I break it myself, unless I see it myself. So I'm leaving that be. I'm leaving it be. If it's true, I'll look it up later on and we'll discuss it tomorrow. Okay, today we ain't doing that. Okay. Yes, Don Juan is paid to look out for Candy. The kicker is Don Juan and that white man that SWV has as the manager are the same entities. But y'all want to say because Don Juan is caught on camera speaking up for Xscape and Candy, he's in women's business. It's different. It's different. You want people in a position that when they see, my mama be texting me when I'm on live, like, Jaylee, because you have people who have your back. My mom has done that. Karla has done that. Hemp has done that. People have done that. I've been on folks live and I've said, hey, this is going on, because you want people to look out for you. But some folk like to make it seem like a man working for a woman should not be respected. We're going to get into that on Taj's thing in a minute. You hear me? But I want folk to know, and I'm not saying Don Juan can't get messy. I ain't saying sometimes him and Kenny don't be gossiping, but they're friends too. But business is business. And I'm like, when I kept saying, oh, Don Juan ain't it? He's always in women's, but he works for a woman. But no one cared that SWV's manager, who's a white man, was speaking up for them to Xscape. No one said nothing about that. No one. That's the difference. I'm not sure if Rocky's Tasha's manager, but you think the same applies to Rocky since if he's her manager and he's speaking up for her as a solo person, that's his job. But Rocky is not Xscape's manager. Rocky don't work for Xscape at all. But I'm pretty sure for this show, Candy's connections was the one getting shit done that includes Don Juan. It always has. So if Rocky is Tasha's manager, should he speak up for Tasha? He should. But in the group setting, you can't be doing shit for yourself at all. And Don Juan speaking up, he wasn't even speaking up for Candy directly. He was speaking up as far as the show and saying, hey, the way you're trying to have that conversation, that's going to sound corny. It should be, that was his point. He wasn't calling the girls corny. He was saying, hey, that sounds corny. That sounds corny. Because it did. We have to allow people to speak up when they're sitting in the rap. You do know when they have concerts, the people sitting and watching is watching to see what's wrong. Because when you're up on stage, you can't see what's. I can't hear myself right now. If y'all can hear my fan, I can't hear my fan, but y'all could. So if I'm always, Jaylee, your fan too loud, cut it off, because I can't see or hear that. Up on the stage, SWV and Xscape can't see what isn't working. So the people down there have to say what's going on. He's a part of the creative. The issue should have been SWV did not bring people with them to fix shit. Why? Because they relied on Xscape. You know? But I digress. But I want to go back to the Candy Bar. Okay, so Candy said that Mona brought the idea to them about, it being a show, about a performance. However, they were being told that this show would be a promotion for a tour. Now, if y'all recall on episode 1, when SWV's manager talked to them, that's exactly what he said. This a chance, this can become a tour. We've seen SWV being told that by their manager. We've seen Xscape sitting in a meeting as well, being told by promoters that it could be a big old tour. So the fact that people are forgetting Kenny's point is they said it on episode 1. Then around episode 4, we seen SWV's manager telling them, hey, because of logistics or whatever, it can't be a full tour right now. They can only focus on one day. That's why it became one performance. But Kenny's point, they said this shit on the show. That was episode 1. This is a chance to do a show with Xscape and for this to be a full tour. That was the point of the show. So to me, every time SWV after Candy asked about the headline shit, they made it seem like, well, it's only one show. It's only one show. It's only one show. It's only one show. It didn't make sense to me. Because I'm like, they kept talking about a tour. The promoters were talking about a tour. Their manager told them it could be a tour. So even though the TV show was a collaborative effort, and the end of the show would be them doing one show, Candy's point was the bigger picture, bitch. The bigger picture was outside of this one show would be a tour. So let's have that conversation. That on the tour, we would like to headline. SWV got upset, stormed out. I made 30 million records, bitch. They never sat and had a business conversation. They got pissed off. Egos got inflated. And that's where shit went left. It wasn't even Candy asking. It was SWV's response to her asking that changed shit. And neither group were able to give up their brick wall. This is our stance. That's it. And then from there, the show became what it was. It changed. But people seem to forget in episode 1, SWV's manager told them, hey, they want to do a full tour. This show would be the beginning of a full tour. If y'all can get this together, it can be a full tour. So the fact that Xscape act like, the fact that SWV acts like Xscape or Candy came on the show and changed it all and changed the premise, I'm like, what? I think that's why Candy looks so shocked about them getting upset. Like, I'm just saying we want to headline when we go on a tour. That's all. Because what we've been doing currently was headlining. Y'all really have been headlining, and let's not forget they kept saying we don't care about headlining. So if y'all don't care about headlining, why are y'all fussing about them wanting to be the headlining act? I'm confused. That's why shit went left. Candy said the point of the show would have been at the end of the season, it would have been announced a tour with SWV and Xscape. The same way they announced SWV would be on tour with Jodeci, because they could not get a tour together with Xscape. I'm like, and people want, oh, y'all, it's because Candy be saying shit that makes sense. That be the kicker, because before all this shit, we seen the beginning of the season. We seen it all. The white man telling SWV they're going to do a tour. They want to do a tour, a multi-city tour. That'll be great. We're so happy. We can't wait. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into, let's just do this. And then we'll get into Tasha's live. Tasha and Tamika, in my opinion, will never be as close as they used to be if Tasha does not admit she knows Rocky may have been doing things that wasn't 100% legit. Okay, that the dude seemed like Rocky may have had that check. If Tasha never admits or acknowledges what Tasha said happened, they won't get back close. Because too much has been said. Too much have been done. Too much has been denied. And come on now, when Tasha told the truth, she said, I am who I am, and I believe it. Because she's I'm the villain now. She's the villain now. And she's okay with that because she believes at that time she believed. Because we have to remember, when this was being recorded, Tasha probably felt like I can be me and they'll love me. I don't think at any point she felt like this is all going to crumble once the fans see this. And I feel like she acted this way thinking people would choose her side. I think she thought people would believe her and Rocky because she believed Rocky. Now, she delusional. We not. That's the get you. The gotcha. Okay? And girl, Tamika was like, girl, you're going to be broke. And a part of me feel like she might not go broke, but I don't see Tasha becoming this extraordinary multi-platinum selling solo artist, not because she's not talented, but because she does not have any humility. She don't have any know-how to know when to not keep holding on to a sinking ship. She don't realize we see you for who you is, for real, for real. And because of that, you look crazy. Fully insane. And so I think the sisters having this big, blowout fight basically, where nothing is resolved. I don't see anything being resolved between them for a little bit of a minute. Because Tasha kept saying, I called her, but she isn't answering. I don't believe it. I don't believe that Tasha has been calling Tamika, because if that's the case, why were you not calling her during filming off camera? Saying now, months later, well, I've been calling her and she's not answering. Girl, bye. I don't believe you. Okay, so that's going to take a long time to get rectified. Okay, now I want to take 1 second and like the video, and we're going to get into Taj's punk ass live. Y'all ready? Okay. So Taj was on her IG live last night. Okay, and Taj, she was live for almost 2 hours. I cut that shit down. Okay, I cut it down to, I think the full live is up on my channel. If you want to hear the full live with no commentary from me, that's about an hour. Go watch it on my channel. Okay, I cut it down to about 30 minutes. And I cut a lot out in general. Taj needs to figure out how to work social media, because the audio be horrible between her phone and the random folks. Girl, it's dumb, okay? But we have to get into reading Taj for filth. Because now I've starred some of y'all comments about Taj stuff because I want to get back to it. I bet now if we review those shows, social media will have a feel that I almost should go back and if I can find that SWV and Salt and Pepper show, I will review that shit. Absolutely. Because it'll be like, see, y'all was messy back then. SWV and Mostly Todd fell into it, and I think she's being so self-righteous, okay? Yeah, they were feeding into the fans, making it seem like Xscape was the worst of the worst of the worst. Okay. I agree. Mona is messy. I think she told the group not two different things, but I think she made them feel like two different things are gonna happen. You're going to do a show that will be collaborative. Yes. However, I think she did not expound upon that by saying y'all might have to have some uncomfortable conversations about how the tour will happen if it happens. So I feel like she may have left stuff out and then allowed them to just allow things to happen on camera to be caught for the reaction. And that was the bullshit, okay? Ty was the main one, and this is saying we don't do negative over here. And she's been the most negative. Taj has been a parasite of negativity. Hiding it under, I just feel so disrespected. It was like, no, ma'am, you were the one being disrespectful. Eddie didn't have an issue to the conversation about followers. But to me, I still felt like it wasn't even a big deal. Like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Okay? Who? Okay? SWV was disrespectful to see. They were Steve, who was the graphics guy and also helping do this and that. They were very rude to that man. As if he did not know what he was doing. But again, where was your people's SWV? If Steve didn't know what he was doing, where's your people? They don't have any people. In the live center, they didn't care, and then on the show, they did. And that was the weird part. Either you do or you don't, Blanche. Which one is it? Which one is it? Ty was wrong for saying that about Don Juan because that plays into on her live, she fully we're gonna get into it. You hear me? Times where she don't like social media, but you can't keep her ass off live, being shady and disrespectful at the same time, consistently blaming Xscape and blaming Candy. So we're gonna hope they tour that. This is the thing. That Jodeci tour is coming up later on. It's like in the summertime. Y'all won't have the press and promotion of Bravo no more. The fans ain't gonna care no more. Y'all ain't on TV. And I'm not saying they not gonna people gonna go Jodeci, SWV, and Drew Hill. That's a good concert. Just alone the Jodeci boots to tell me what you want. The jumping, okay, and it's going to be a great concert. However, you not gonna get the publicity that you would have gotten had you been on tour with Xscape, because Candy and Bravo would have made sure to capitalize on that shit, and y'all would have sold more tickets because of the promotion of it all. The only reason people know for a fact y'all on tour with Jodeci is because y'all talked about it on Watch What Happened Live. Coco announced it on Watch What Happened Live, and it was announced at the end of the episode. So I'm not knocking SWV, Jodeci, or Drew Hill, but I'm saying the amount of attention y'all got on this show, it ain't gonna be like that on tour with Jodeci. And yes, Jodeci, I'm old enough to remember. I used to love Dalvin and Devontae. Okay? Love the brothers, okay? However, first of all, we know Casey and JoJo. Oh, thank you, whatever you say, for the super chat. Todd gives toxic positivity. Very fake. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Casey and JoJo were full out alcoholics. I just seen JoJo and Casey at a show. It was people holding JoJo up while he was singing shakingly. Y'all know JoJo have medical conditions. You know, I think Devontae don't like flying. So I guess he gonna be taking a bus or a tractor trailer across the town. I don't know. Okay. Jodeci has their own issues too. Drew Hill has their own issues. These are groups who have broken up and had issues over the years. The difference is gonna be ain't no camera crew in their face showing the bullshit like it was on this show. The only reason SWV did not have any beef or any issues because they, it was more about Xscape. It really was. Right. Drew Hill got 18,755 members. Okay, they started off as a quartet with 4 people, and I don't know who the fuck anybody is except Cisco. I think sometime I'll be seeing Jazz, but I'm like, it's 18 people. Who are these extra people? And the fact that they're gonna be on tour with those, and they're performing first. They're opening the show. SWV is coming on before Jodeci. I mean, before Drew Hill too. And that's the point of Xscape saying, had it been a tour, the same way Jodeci is the main, is their tour, and SWV were brought along, and it said Drew Hill, SWV plus more, meaning Jodeci, who's the main act, the headliner, is still getting more acts to come on the road with them. And I look, y'all don't know how I probably didn't bang to all Jodeci songs. I know I probably cried to at least 2 Drew Hill songs. We're not making love no more. You not even try. You know what I'm saying? I love each of those groups. I don't want anyone to think I'm a 90s baby. I was born in 1982. Okay, when Drew Hill, Jodeci, and SWV was out around here, I was able to be living life to their stuff. Come on now. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Ooh, yes of it all. You know? Thank you, actually. Oh, wait, no, I saw this too. Thank you, KC. I'm Mike Medition. You have to count me out for the SWV Drew Hill and Jodeci tour. And I count you out. Oh no. Okay. Pizzas and cream. I'm just saying, okay. It's gonna be an amazing tour. I get that, but SWV are in the same predicament on that tour that they would have been with Xscape. The same. And I said this last night too. I said it's a tour. They announced the tour. We don't know when it starts, what city it starts in. There's no details. None. The fact that we have a tour, we can't say with who. Y'all can't say with who because it's not fully put together. And I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying we don't fully know what's going on. We don't fully know when it's happening. What cities? Is it through Ticketmaster? Okay. Is it Ticketmaster? Can we know is it through them? Who is it? What's happening? Can we all go? Is this all? We don't know. We don't know. What we do know is I know for a fact that we've seen Xscape around here with dates for April. Matter of fact, Candy will be here. Will be here this weekend. They're gonna be here in Detroit and in Chicago. And I ain't knocking nobody. I'm not. But I'm saying y'all boasting about a tour with 2 other groups, and plus it'll be more groups, but you can't tell us when the tour starts. Is it May? Is it June? Is it July? August? September? December? Like, when is it? We don't know. And again, I'm not knocking nobody. I'm just pointing out that we have to be, you know, call a thing a thing and say, yes, they doing a tour, but we don't know when. We don't know how. We don't know where at all. Okay. But I want to show y'all what Xscape put up. And am I an Xscape stand? No, I'm not. I just hate bullshit. And I hate the fact that people try to make it seem as if Xscape ain't about their business. But we know Xscape has a tour and they got some dates out. And this was posted a week ago. In DC, in Chicago, they're here this weekend, in Miami, in Orlando, and you know what I'm saying? So they have to. Now I know since then they've added some May dates. I just can't find it right now. But my point is, okay, they're gonna be at Powerhouse or whatever this is, and you know what I'm saying. So my point is, at least Xscape round here, and they know when they tour will be going on. Okay, they know when it's gonna happen, and I know my big mouth of the cat out the bag. I hope I didn't want to surprise. We are so excited to go on tour with Jodeci and Drew Hill. Sign up at the link in the bio or whatever. Okay, pre-code the sale start Monday, April 24th. So that's in 2 weeks. Hey, Mr. Dalvin. Is he still handsome? Mr. Dalvin used to be the most handsomest man to me. Is he still the most handsomest man? He not showing his face around here? No, I don't think he is. He's too far away. I need a close up. Dalvin, where you at? Okay, this is a close up. Oh, he still is. Okay, he is. See, his face is gone. Where your face at, sir? I can't see your face. Come closer. Okay, he's still handsome. But he wearing a filter. I don't know about no filters. I don't know about the filters. Let me stop. Okay, stop. Because I can be on here all day. Anyway, y'all, my point is, I hope everybody who wants to see Xscape will go see Xscape. I hope everybody who wants to see SWV will go and get tickets to their tour eventually, whenever they're going to sell. Okay, and let's hope and pray that Jodeci don't get pissed off and get drunk or whatever, and then it be some bullshit. Did anyone buy Lily's book? I don't think Lily bought Lily's book. Right. They want folks to sign up to buy tickets with no information. Not Candy like Otis. None of the Temptation like Otis, because they thought he was too serious about anybody comes to you, Otis. I love that movie. Love it. Love it. But let's get into this bullshit with Tosh.
Where do I begin? You know what? I want to do a whole recap tonight of this whole 6-episode little reality show that was done. Oh, good Lord. First, I just want to say, I'm so glad it's over.
We are too. We are too.
I am so glad it's over and done. I am good on reality TV. Mona, do not call me again, okay?
It's like, don't nobody keep calling you. No tea, no shade. Don't nobody keep calling you at all.
I don't want to do it. Yeah, to say I'm disappointed would be an understatement. Like, literally, I am so disappointed in this whole outcome and just everything that transpired. Just I can't even begin to explain how just frustrating and disappointing it was to see everything that happened every week, all the comments and all the internet and whatever the show is that Candy does, all that stuff just was to me just so incredibly unnecessary.
Not saying Candy speak on the show. That Candy been y'all know. Y'all, I know I talk too much. I know this. I am aware that I'm talking so much, okay? And a quick live be turning into forever and a day. I understand this. But I just want to, as a fellow YouTuber, I just want to show, it's one thing if Candy out the blue started speak on it to be shady. It'd be one thing if Candy never went and discussed the show that she was on after they came on, and we were like, oh, Candy being messy, Candy being shady, I don't know what the Candy doing. Candy has 78,989,659 views. Candy will go on speak on it and share herself. Candy will go on and admit what she fucked when she did or whatever. Candy will, she's an open book. Candy was on her own Candy Coded Nice, a podcast talk about her and Todd, who every once in a while had threesomes because they grown married couple. Candy not around here doing anything, that's unnecessary. Okay? Candy, does videos all the time. Okay? Speak on it. Black History Month, Black-owned businesses Part 4. Okay? Candy in her speak on it use fellow YouTubers and then shouted out their channel so folk can see them and follow them. Meaning Candy did a speak on it and also included helping other YouTubers. She had Tammy Talks on there. She had Erica De Niro was in there. T Terrence, give you the real tea. She used, clips of their stuff and put their name up on the screen, which helps them. Okay, she has Black-owned month of stuff. I think she did that all of February. I'm like, what? She interviewed folk. She interviewed the folk from the piano lesson. Okay, tag a Black-owned business, which helps people promote their business. Okay, had Marseille Martin or Mario Hardwick from the movie, what was it called? That movie they had. That I think Kelly Rowland was on something. Okay, she talked with the man. I'm like, what are you talking about? She did it on her own show. So I feel like anyone making it seem like, oh, Candy was right being messy. I can't believe she didn't speak on it. I can't believe. I'm like, you can't say that about somebody who's been doing speak. This is again, I'm just scrolling back to see how she been doing speak on it. Okay, okay, graphics have changed, locations changed, all that shit. Even had Marlo punk ass Hampton on there. Okay, so anyone making it seem as if she did it just to, be whatever and it's negative. No. To me, that proves you trying to make folk not like Candy because you have an issue with how the show played out and the fans made you feel like you had the right or whatever to be upset with Candy for no real goddamn reason. And as a fellow YouTuber, the work we have to put into our channels, nobody should make it seem like, oh, you're just trying to be. No, that's what we do. Okay. You don't get 78 million views on some bullshit. So Ty, shut up. The comments from the fans coming at y'all is not Candy or Xscape fault. There are crazy troll fans that be out here doing whatever. Can't nobody control that except you. Ignore that shit.
But let's just start from the beginning. Like, look, literally, I don't know why this was SWV and Xscape. This was basically the Tasha and Tamika debacle show. And bless their hearts, nobody needs to have all their family business out there like that. I don't know whose idea was it to do it. Tamika says that she was so upset. That's when she blabbed it out about.
Not who idea was it to make it the Tasha and Tamika show. It was the producers. Because an argument happened and they then followed that story. But this is your third reality show. You know how producers work because you complained about your previous shows that producers did what they wanted to do. It's not our fault that y'all didn't have shit going on, and it did not even need to be mess. We didn't even it just wasn't nothing. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, to even make it seem like, oh, someone playing this. You think Tasha and Tamika playing this shit? That's what you think? I think for real, Tamika said it out the blue. But you trying to have a narrative that may not be. Who playing was it? Who playing was it? Girl.
Her sister taking her money between the 10 years that went by. I don't know why they hadn't fixed that prior to. Like,
did anybody say that when you and Coco was still fussing about what happened 20 years ago? Did anybody say that to you on your reality show after y'all wasn't together for 10 years? Did anyone say why y'all ain't fixed that shit 10 years ago? Again, it be the point of them making it seem like, well, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? When the same thing happened with y'all. Y'all had old beef from 10, 15 years ago, but y'all just fixed on y'all last show. Why they wait till now? Why you wait till now to do it? Why did you wait to do this third show? You keep saying how much I don't like reality shows. Get out of my damn face.
Like, was this really the right time to do it? Me personally, I would not have done it. You put your mom in a horrible position, regardless of whatever she does. You are literally throwing your family to the wolves when you give these producers anything to eat. They are gonna eat you alive.
So you mad at Xscape or the producers? How are you mad on Tasha and Tamika's behalf? How? If you are saying don't give the producers anything because they're going to use it, to me that means you held back to not be looked at how we're looking at you now. The real Taj came out on her IG lives because she was not this way on the show. On the show, she was very concerned, caring for Tamika when she cried about it. But not on this live, you want to say, who playing that? You put your mom in a bad position. Why let your mama, why give, again, you were one way on the show and not on your live, you want to be all upset for other people. Again, I always say, I base how I feel of people on what they show me. Had Candy not said nothing, I would have still looked at SWV, especially Taj, in some kind of way based on Taj's lives.
So yeah, that's just one thing. And then, just for the record, when SWV was approached about doing this show, it was all laid out to us. It was supposed to be a collaborative performance with both groups on stage at the same time, sharing the responsibilities 50-50. As you could see in the first episode, we're talking about how there needs to be one band, one this, one that, because we were sharing everything 50-50 now. Like, we understood what we were told now.
This is my issue with that. On episode 1, it also was stated it was all supposed to be for a tour. And if it was supposed to be collaborative, why did we not see anything y'all brought to the table to make it collaborative? You're complaining about the stage folk and this and that and that. This. Where was your fucking antennas? Where was y'all people? Why didn't y'all manager get folk there for y'all to help shit go along? You can't be in the kitchen complaining about the cook. You ain't cooking. Yes, you hungry and you all gonna eat. And it's bullshit. It make me aggravated. Because it was supposed to be collaborative. It was supposed to be collaborative. But what did y'all collaborate? What did y'all bring to the table? I will say this, y'all know I don't speak on the panel that much. On the panel, we were a collaboration because each of us brought something to the table. Each of us would work on the graphics, on this and on that. It was everybody bringing forth their shit to the table. With Xscape and SWV, I did not see anything that SWV brought besides their fucking attitudes and their egos. They didn't bring any musicians. They didn't bring any stage folk. They didn't bring no dancers. They didn't bring no graphics. They didn't bring anything but complaints about everything that was there. And I know the last time Todd said, well, we, came to Atlanta, because I think Todd lives in Nashville. Coco lives, I think, in Virginia or whatever. And they, had a little condo stand in Atlanta. So y'all could not have folk come into town. You can't blame the fact that you two don't in Atlanta, but Todd, I'm sorry, Lily do. If you two motherfuckers stay out of town, we'll bring in whoever y'all use for the show. Let it be a collaboration. You can't blame Xscape and then be upset with how Xscape do things when you didn't bring shit to the table. Okay.
Unless somebody's lying to us or to you, somebody got the assignment wrong. So when you decide you want to be a headliner, when that's not what we all discussed.
You see how I was moving the goalposts? Because Candy point was on the tour, this is what we want for the tour. And the fact that you did not want to have a conversation about stuff outside of the show, what would happen after this one performance, to me meant y'all didn't care about getting the hard conversations and the business down pat.
And then you decide to proceed all over the internet and talk about our salaries and this and what you're supposed to be getting. And you don't want to take a pay cut to give us a raise or whatever it was that Tiny said. Honey, let me just tell you this. The only way we can cut your funds is if we literally cut them with scissors. We can't tell a promoter what to give you. If they try to give you a demotion and take your money, it's because they wanted to. We had nothing to do with that. We have nothing to do with that.
And again, Xscape never said SWV is trying to cut our salary. That show that Taj and them wasn't fully listening to or talking to Xscape. They were watching probably clips, sound bites, and what the fans were saying. Because each time Candy and Tiny explained that shit, they were giving examples on why they wanted to keep their headlining status and saying that promoters will try to use this as a reason to undercut. They were blaming the promoters for what the promoters do and saying we are smarter than the average bears and we want to keep the rate we have. And each time we've seen Tamika, Tiny, or Candy respond to people, they never went at them personally. It never, in my opinion, was a vindictive, mean-spirited response to SWV. They were really explaining things to the fans, asking questions about why y'all, because SWV was pissed. And if I know how promoters work, because I have to work directly with promoters, because at the time we don't have a manager. So I know how it goes. You might not, Ty, because y'all have a manager who handles that shit for you. It's the equivalent of when you work for someone, you have no idea what they pay out of pocket for you to be their employee. But when you're self employed and you have to pay for all your own benefits and life insurance, you know more because you have to handle shit directly. That's one reason why I refuse to quit my day job because I love the fact I have full, amazing benefits, all kinds of life insurance because my employer pays that for me. But when you are an independent contractor, you have more overhead. You have to have more one on one conversations. You have to be more aware of how things work because you're the one doing the work. And SWV used all that shit to rile the fans up and use it against Xscape, in my opinion.
And to be such great business women, you would think y'all would know what you were getting into from day one, right? If you walk into a room, business women know what they're doing. So I don't know. That's just me. We knew what we were doing. The assignment was clear to us, and we understood when we walked through that door what we were told. That's that.
So that was her way of shading them. Oh, if you're really business women, again, let's shade Xscape and make the notion that Xscape don't know how to do business. Because we walked in there and our business handle because your manager handled the business of the TV show. Candy them talking about the tour that was supposed to happen. I told y'all when people don't want to admit that 2 + 2 is 4, they want to fuss and fight and argue, it's because they just want to be mad. Taj, for the first time in her life, felt like somebody finally hears me and I'm upset. You're upset too? Let's be upset together. And she held on to it. Because she was mentioning more stuff that the fans in the comment section was saying than anything she heard directly from Candy or Tamika, whatever. If I was whatever they said, it's like, no, what did they say? If I'm pissed at, like me, I'm pissed at times because I heard what she said. I'm not mad at Ty for anything that Candy, Tiny, or anybody. I'm mad at Ty for what she said. That's it.
Oh God, and just the back and forth, the bickering, it drove me crazy, y'all. When I say I am so ready to be done, this is it for me.
If Ty was really over the negativity, she wouldn't need to go live about it. She would let the show play out, ignore all the bullshit. And she was really tired of it. But no, she laughed and smiling all through the live because she loves it. She loves the attention.
And then let's just talk about this. Oh, there's so many things that just, and you know what? We were told we can't talk about editing. The show is over. The editing was bull sugar, okay? It was whack. It was whack, whack, whack. Oh my God, I'm so ready for this. I'm so glad it's done. Y'all can't even begin to understand how happy I am that it's done. I don't have to talk about SWV and Xscape ever again. Ever. The whole thing with the song going last and us wanting to do everything and take everything. First of all, if you look at one of the scenes, when I suggested SWV's week go last, the reply was no. Like, we didn't have a choice.
Well, no. If someone says, hey, we want our song to go last, the response to be, well, no, we want ours to go last. That's disagreeing. It's called a disagreement. The fact that you felt like you did not have a choice is because that's how you felt. Y'all wanted them to just say, well, okay, sure. Y'all, each group was allowed to say no. But saying no means let's have a conversation about what makes sense.
Anyway, look, like, come on. This is getting ridiculous already. We never asked to go on first or last. It was placed there that we're going first. So, okay, fine. We don't mind going on first. But we don't have the right to say what we want? Is that wrong?
Everyone has a right. That's the point, Taj. Yes, y'all do have the right to say what y'all want, but so does Xscape. It's called a conversation. Now I know Coco rules y'all with a tight fist. Call her throat. Because SWV is made up of Coco's throat. And we understand that what Coco say is law. So maybe when someone is saying, I know, you take it as no means no. Because of how things have been with Coco. But when other folks have a rebuttal to what you want to do and they say, well, no, we don't want that, you're supposed to have a conversation.
Can we not have an option at all?
Can Xscape have an option?
And then tonight's episode pissed me off so bad because I'm a lot of things, but what I am not is rude and disrespectful.
Yes, you are.
Unless you are to me.
But no one, we don't see any direct conversation between anybody and Taj. Truthfully, we don't. Okay, there is no this singular conversation with them, but she makes it seem as if so much was done or said in a rude way to her, about her, and that's the reason why she had to be. Girl, and this is the kicker, you not even that way on the show, but you are that way on your live. And on the last episode at the rehearsal, you were being mean and rude. You were being, because y'all were being impatient. And impatient a lot of times come off as rudeness. And you may not want to admit that's how you came off, but you did, Blanche. You did.
And now Don Juan, I don't care for him at all. Like, especially with him talking on his little page or whatever. So Don, if you're listening, I don't care for you. But what I will say is,
how you don't care? This is the thing. This is what is weird to me. You don't care for Don Juan because Don Juan had an opinion. Okay.
I never told him to shut the fuck up. Unless you come up in my face, I'm not gonna tell you to shut the fuck up. That clip, I was probably talking to somebody else and they clipped it like that. I would never tell Don Juan to shut the fuck up. So that's just that. The editing tonight just really pissed me off.
And that's my gotcha. You upset with production. Don Juan don't have shit to do with production, cutting and editing that. Don Juan immediately was on Twitter and on his YouTube page saying that ain't how things happen. She wasn't talking to me. And even when I told her that it was corny, I went up on stage and we had a conversation about the way they were trying to structure the conversation on the Living Vain thing. He was like, what you're saying, how you're saying it sounds corny. He said, I then went up there and we talked it through and got into what it was. So you up here being pissed at Don Juan when Don Juan was also defending your ass saying you didn't do that. But you up here being pissed at him. I'm confused. Don Juan is smart. Don Juan is on his YouTube page talking about the show. You're on IG talking about the show, giving me content to get paid on YouTube. You know, when at least I can say for me, when I watched that scene, I felt like ain't no way Taj told Don Juan to shut the fuck up, and there wasn't some kind of scene of someone checking her for telling him to shut the fuck up. I felt like she probably was saying that in whatever way, and production cut it together because production, we know they do that. We know for a fact they make shit sound how it's supposed to sound. I think their point was that was how Taj was acting. That was how impatient Taj's temperature was that day, because that's how it seemed. Production cut it together, and Taj has a right to be upset. But you cussing the down line on here about how I don't even like you. Who the fuck cares? Why are you upset?
Because one thing I always say is, I work too hard to be the woman I am for some storyline and destroy that in one little commercial. That's not what we gonna do. That is not what we gonna do. They got.
I feel like Taj, look, people gonna rock with SWV because that's what it was. Taj, you made more people look at you sideways from your lives, not from what was on TV screen, from this shit.
Me upset tonight, and it takes a lot to piss me off. And no, Coco make it seem like I just jump up angry every day. No, I do not. You gotta fuck with me to get me upset. I'm here. So, y'all, anyway, so yeah, it's over. Good news is that SWV will be out on the road. We will be touring with Jodeci. I let it out the bag early. It was my fault because, we did all that press in New York, and we had to tell them so they could release it on Monday and Sunday, but I messed up. I let it out the bag early. That's my fault, and I apologize for that. So, but now you know.
Ain't no details. I mean, y'all don't. Okay, we still don't know nothing. We don't know when. We don't know where, how. We don't know who, what, when, where, how, or why y'all going on tour.
Now you know. And if you don't know, now you know. Oh Lord, y'all. So yeah, that was it. Just really pissed me off. And then the fact that in this episode, Xscape had so much to say the whole time, but oh my God, all of a sudden me and Coco are on a rant and they're just quiet.
Again, production did that, but she's still blaming Xscape. Production cut and edited the show. She ain't said why she ain't called Mona Scott out. That's who worked on the show. Why she didn't call out Mona Scott? Even saying Xscape had all this stuff to say, now they're quiet. Xscape ain't said much to SWV. When y'all all be together, it don't be that much talking.
I like that. Oh Lord, yeah. Let me tell y'all, I did not want to do this show because I knew that it wasn't going to end well. When you have too many women together, too much estrogen,
not blaming you can't. So now women can't work with women. I hate that narrative. I mean, is it hard for women to work together? It can be. Egos and attitudes and just disagreements can happen for sure. But that happens with men too. It does. And all you have to also remember some women work better with some women. Everyone you want to work with, it may not work out for the long haul. Once you know shit ain't gonna work out, you just leave it be. I feel like once y'all felt like this shit was a rap and y'all was going back and forth, it did not need to get personal. Just do the songs and leave it be. But you was very upset and came out here being very upset. And even saying how you is, I think she's lying because she's saying I didn't want to do the show, but she also I thought it was a great idea. We should do it. It could be great. So which one was it? Did you not want to do the show, or you thought it'd be this great experience? Which one was it? It can't be both.
too many hormones flying all over the place, too much ego, all that stuff. It's never gonna end up well.
We've seen. The reason why I say that's bullshit because in another breath in another live, she got we worked with In Vogue and it was great. We worked with TLC and it was great. Like you said, you worked with other women before and it was fine. So why say now women can't work with women because of egos? Again, it's the bullshit of it all. The complete bullshit.
Never had a problem with Xscape. I love those girls. I've always felt like we had a great relationship.
Because you did not work with them. You can be friends with people and it not work in a working situation because it's two different things. The same way you can like somebody, but y'all should not be a couple. It may not work out. I do. I remember. Yes, my mind is like a computer. I remember a lot of stuff. Um, but it's weird to me that she just not Coco, Taj on some bullshit.
But this show really brings out the honest truth. We must not have ever had a relationship. Because if it could go this bad so fast, there was nothing there to begin with. So
that mean on Taj's behalf, y'all wasn't that cool. Because Candy and Lily, not girl, can't Taj and Coco, in my opinion, are the most upset, are the most negative about the situation. Candy, Tiny, and at least Tamika not on that holding grudge shit. They not. They like, we can still, make it happen if it needs to happen, you know. But you is the one who seems to not be able to control your emotions or how you feel about shit based on just your feelings. But that's your fault. That ain't Xscape fault. That's on you.
and I'm good with that. But yeah, to say I'm disappointed is just an understatement. It's just an understatement. So, what somebody said, to be fair, you're reposting bad things about Xscape on your IG every day. Okay, I don't know what IG you're looking at, but
yours. Taj was slick. Taj and Coco was slick. Taj and Coco was posting stories that were shady, that disappeared. Taj, as we see, would go live every Sunday saying shady shit and then bringing fans up who would say shady shit and then make it seem as if, well, I'm not the one saying shady shit. They saying shady shit, not me. It ain't me. So even, and it was the girl, wasn't I didn't say that, but even someone bringing up, well, no, y'all have posted shady shit about Xscape. The fact that this live is shady about Xscape, but you're making it seem as if you don't say or post or do anything shady about them is what's the fuck shady. I said also that's why she stopped saving the lives so that it's not there.
Anyway, there's two sides to every story.
It is. And no one is saying that you don't have the right to your side, but stop being a bit delusional and acting like, you are innocent and ain't said shit or ain't done nothing.
Their side, our side, and then there's the truth. But I could definitely tell you, SWV has not been dogging nobody out on Instagram.
Did we not just watch? Did we not just watch this shit? Now, I feel like Lily did not post nothing crazy for this episode. Coco was posting stuff, episodes like 1 and 2 and 3. They were retweeting negative stuff, reposting negative stuff in the stories. Yes, and even when I cut down, I had to cut down one girl who was on there, all of them really, who was just being so negative. I'm like, really? And Taj, just let them talk. Because it's her way of, I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. I didn't say nothing.
On my IG. You can look at my IG. Yeah. And another thing, 2022 was SWV's 30th anniversary. So back in October, November, we did a huge photo shoot to commemorate that. We do not need Xscape for anything. We don't ask them for nothing. We don't need them for nothing. And they've never done anything for us. So all y'all can take.
Girl, lies. Look, back in the 90s, maybe we know Xscape wasn't doing whatever. But however, in 2023, if you think Xscape did not help more people put eyes on y'all because of the Bravo show that I'm sure Candy had a good hand in helping get to the masses, you're bullshitting yourself. And the fans noticing since the show, your fashion change in those couple photos, is a fact. It's a fact.
That and put that in a box, okay? I'm gonna sleep so well tonight because finally I'm able to get this all off my chest. Oh, I know y'all happy as fuck. As soon as the show started, I knew 5 weeks ago this was some bullshit and y'all had to stomach it. Thank you.
Again, I'm not on my live. I'm not on my IG saying negative things, but you're reading a comment saying how it was a bunch of bullshit. Okay.
How did y'all get matched up with Xscape in the first place versus got that wrong? I don't know. I don't know. Mona Messy Child, yes, I know.
You don't know how y'all were matched up with Xscape, even though when verses happened, saying how great it was and blah, 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 blah. Again, saying and repeating negative comments. It's like, what? What? Okay.
How come Mona Scott been quiet about what the setup of the show was? She lives for the drama. I don't think she was quiet. She told us what it was supposed to be. When I got the call, it was, we're going to do this women's empowerment. We're going to have a great time. 2 iconic groups on the stage. We're going to have so much fun. It's going to be this. The next question. Hold on. Let me get back up in here. Will y'all do a season 2? I'm good on season 2. I am good on season 2, 3, 4, 5. Hell, I was good on 1. What are your thoughts about Candy and Tiny after the experience? I really don't have any thoughts. Like, after tonight, I probably won't ever mention them ever again. I don't have to. I have no reason to. They've never had a place in my life, and I'm good.
Now, even though she was saying I had seen them over the years, we were very friendly or whatever. So, again, when she said if something like this is strong enough to break up friendship, the friendships weren't that real to begin with. That means you wasn't real. We have not heard any of this shit from Xscape. I didn't even touch this punk ass. But I want to point out Taj and what she's saying, so that if push comes and shove and they have to tour with somebody and Xscape say no, if someone asks her, hey, is you still cool with Candy? And she say yes, but you said on your live you ain't never need to do nothing with them. You ain't never.
How are you doing?
Because we all know as soon as Coco Throat stopped wanting to sing, Taj and Lily would need a stream of income. And let's hope that Taj can get booked on Nashville Housewives of whatever.
Like, mentally, how are you? And I hope you had a great Easter. Thank you, J Mac. I'm actually good. Like I said, after watching this, I just wanted to make it very clear how disappointed I am. I'm just disappointed. Yeah, because I want to have fun. We are too old to be catfighting. Jesus Christ. This should have been like the best time of our lives.
Ain't nobody fighting but you. You fighting yourself and the fans.
We should have been out here cracking up, making memories that will last a lifetime, just fun stuff. How often do you get a chance to go back into your youth and like relive an experience that would just be so off the chain? But you can't do that. Like, too many women. I wrote a book about this. Y'all go get. It's all.
Y'all know I don't promote nobody's shit. So the moment she said whatever book she did, I said, nope, bitch, sound gone. Nobody wants your book. A book saying how women can't work together, I don't want that. I don't. Even if you can't work with all women, sometimes shit won't work out. That do not mean that women can't work together.
About women and their emotional catfights and why we can't get along.
And she wrote that book based on the bullshit with SWV. You wrote a book about how you and your 2 other heavy-ass friends could not keep it together. And you want us to read that because Coco said, fuck y'all, and took her voice elsewhere and failed at a solo career and came back to y'all. You want us to feel bad for you? You want to try to promote a book about women not being able to work together because of egos, a book that you wrote about Coco.
Oh, did they cancel the Salt and Pepper show with y'all? I think it was, Salt and Pepper imploded, so I don't think they wanted to do another show. After you do one reality show, if this is not your cup of tea, it's really easy to understand it's not your cup of tea.
But you did 3. You complained about the one you and SWV had, how y'all hated that one. Y'all then went into the one with Salt and Pepper. That wasn't Salt and Pepper's first show, and Pepper, as is always on Growing Up Hip Hop, so Pepper likes reality TV. And y'all then came on this show and showed y'all asses and why y'all can't do shows because y'all ain't made for it.
And I just feel like with these shows, I mean, there's really no consideration for your life after the show. Salt and Pepper were fine until they did that show. And
Salt and Pepper were not fine before that show. Salt and Pepper had issues before that show. Spinderella was always saying she felt like Salt and Pepper were treating her as a third wheel. We knew that already. People have issues. Yes, and Lily was on Growing Up Hip Hop, but no one cared. And so her son, her daughter was put off. And yeah, they were not fine. Trying to make it seem like reality TV ruined Salt and Pepper is a bunch of bullshit. All it did was make their issues public.
now, look, Spin is not there anymore, and they're not a group anymore. Well, Salt and Pepper are, but of course, Salt and Pepper is just not complete without Spinderella. You love all three of them together, and that show just really, it just destroyed their relationship, and I hate that for them. I hate that for them. And SWV did 2 shows, and we almost imploded from the shows. Thank God we were able to sit down and be like, this is not us. This is not what we do.
Then why did y'all do a third show? Because y'all wanted the attention.
But when you've been on these shows for years and you're used to doing that, it doesn't even affect you. You're like, it's an everyday life.
That was a shot at Candy. Because Candy is the only one who's been on, TV for this long, and it does not affect her. Because it's a business. It's like saying, I hate going to work. It's stressful. They get on my nerve, but it's your paycheck. It's how you work. It's the same way that when Coco was dogging your ass out and SWV to the V, you kept going back there kissing her ass because you wanted to be what? Getting your work check. Okay? Singing the doo-wop, wop, bop, bop in the background. So don't make it seem like people who go to a place to get a check and sometimes hate that job or take shit from their boss. Because Coco at one point was y'all boss. Because she don't sing, y'all don't work. So why try to downplay Candy or anybody else because you don't like the cards you were dealt?
Everybody can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
You do it daily with Coco and them. Now, again, she pulling people on. The audio was really fucked up. I had to cut and chop it up because they don't know how to work social media. They don't know, wait 5 seconds, let the person talk, and then you talk. They talking over each other. It was a mess. But I got as much as I could together for y'all. Okay?
That edit was stupid. They made it. Did I tell Don Juan shut the fuck up?
It's like you said. We were talking. But you could tell that it was like a sound bite.
Well, you can tell. No, we can tell. Other people, they swear it's good. Like I said, Don Juan, I don't give a damn about him.
If you really
but I did not tell him to
like
shut the fuck up.
You whispered to yourself.
Huh?
It sounds like it. No, you said it to yourself.
But my point is, I didn't tell him to shut the fuck up.
No.
You should be pissed at production. You should be pissed at production. And this is the kicker, y'all. She went live like right after the episode. You didn't give folk time to say that ain't probably what happened.
No.
Wait, I would never tell anybody unless you come at me. I'm not going to tell you to shut the fuck up. But that day, how many people were in the kitchen? It was like 85 people. Well, y'all need to do this. Right. Where's the creative director? He didn't know what he was doing.
Where was your creative director? Where was your employees?
He He didn't know what he was doing. So I'm like, why do y'all keep telling us what to do? Shut up. God, it just drove me crazy. It was ridiculous. And then how long did we have to wait for them to do their rehearsal? And we were sitting there for a while. It's just, and I just hate the way they cut up week to night.
Not complaining that y'all had 8 hours for rehearsal and y'all had to wait for them to rehearse. You do know y'all have never worked together. Why would y'all not take the time to rehearse? Just because y'all come out in y'all combat boots and y'all got them stool and sit down and sing and swing your hands to the beat, because y'all shit is easy, don't mean the other group has to rush through shit because y'all is impatient. Again, I hope that all the stuff y'all got from this show, y'all love it. Cause I'm telling y'all, I ain't fucking with y'all no more.
Like I said, you did your good singing on that one right there, and they cut it out.
And then she's complaining about them cutting weak. So what? They cut all the shit. They didn't even show T.I. coming out and doing a 15-minute set. They gave glimpses of the show. The hell? They cut everything short. They didn't show anything in full. They couldn't. You would know that, but you don't because you don't do business.
They cut it out. I said,
I'm personally, I'm a fan of music, but your personalities are so dry and boring. Well, so Shania, kiss my ass, girl.
So somebody in the comments section said, I'm a fan of music, but y'all are dry and boring. And Coco then said, kiss my ass, and she ended up hanging up. Now, this dude around here, he made me aggravated. Okay? He's somebody with SWV, which is fine or whatever. But I'm like, when people get involved in the mess that they know it was production making it mess, it pisses me off because you know what happened in real life. So watching production make something up makes me mad because you're feeding into the shit.
Are you in the
Hey, T-Roni.
You in the dark?
Listen,
Up,
I had got mad because I was like,
what?
wait, they didn't tell me that Don Juan was talking shit, and I know my flight had just landed while y'all was getting dressed. I was like, see, you should have told me because I could have went and handled that. Listen, guys, I was like,
now Taj know Don Juan wasn't talking shit. But let my friend come up here and say, oh, Don Juan talking shit, I can handle that. Why even perpetuate an altercation between two black men? For what? When Taj know Don Juan ain't say shit.
y'all walked in the dressing room and y'all ain't said nothing about Don Juan running his damn mouth.
Well, because I don't ever claim to be hardcore, all that stuff. I just know, trust me, had he gotten out of line, he would have been checked real quick. I don't mind emasculating
You know what?
Now, did y'all hear that? I'm gonna rewind it a little bit because her saying, because he was like, I got there, y'all didn't tell me that Don Juan had said something, and then her reply was, well, that didn't, because I don't mind emasculating the man. What? Why say that when you know he didn't do shit? And I also feel like we should not be okay with emasculating the man who didn't do shit, for one. Because for what? We don't stop.
The room, and y'all ain't said nothing about Don Juan running his damn mouth.
Well, because I don't ever claim to be hardcore, all that stuff. I just know, trust me, had he gotten out of line, he would have been checked real quick. I don't mind emasculating
You know what?
I didn't realize so many people didn't like him. I mean, like.
And then once you found out, people on social media don't like Don Juan because they don't like Candy, she latched on to it.
Literally, my timeline is like, good for him, good for him. I didn't know, I don't watch Housewives, so I didn't know he's in his... Oh, yeah, I don't watch Housewives. I only know him, like, with Candy.
He's a little
he's always
Candy.
had a good relationship, but...
I only know him because of Candy. As if Don Juan don't work for Candy. As if Candy don't have a whole fucking company that have Broadway plays and all kind of shit that we should be congratulating her for building. Let's minimize Candy's business and the man who helps her run her business. I just want y'all to see what's going on around here. Because let's make it seem as if Don Juan is just her friend. He ain't nobody. He ain't nobody. Let's downplay that. Let's downplay the reason Don Juan was there was because Candy's company and Candy's connections was helping put on this show. So that's why Don Juan was there. She's already said Don Juan didn't say shit about her. But let's still keep trying to downplay Don Juan and also downplay Candy. Okay.
So tell me this, if it wasn't so much bickering and arguing and there was a real creative director there to actually put a show together?
If there was a real creative director there who can really put together a show. So why didn't y'all supply that? Each time she says something about, something wasn't done, why did you not provide that?
It was because that little glimpse was a moment, if that's what you want to call it. It was a good moment to see all of y'all together for one.
Yeah, and I was just so disappointed because I thought that it could have been so much bigger. It's like we just missed the mark so hard. Well, we're saying it'll get like that if everything's right. They're saying if everything's right, but what's everything's right? Everything has to be mutual. Like I said, I don't know what their business people and what they do as far as business is concerned. But when we walked into that restaurant to sit there and talk about it, we were clear before we walked out what our business was. So does that make us a better business person or people?
But the other thing is, you guys, y'all had
so we knew what we was doing.
Representation. Like Dan was there,
So him saying, "Oh, y'all had a rep there. Dan was there." So the only time women or people in business should be able to talk business is if somebody else talks business for them. I would prefer someone who know how to handle business on their own because I don't want someone knowing more about my business than me. The fact that Candy felt confident enough to have business talk because she's in the meetings. But I don't know, keep being a worker.
Not your manager. Not your road manager. Your manager.
Manager.
And let's make it clear. Candy has a manager. Tasha had a manager. I think each individual has a manager. Xscape had management they were getting out of. And the fact that SWV know that, Taj know that. And we also not gonna mention that white man Dan who worked with them now. That ain't been they've had different managers over the years too. That's your current manager. So making it seem like a person changing management and having to handle things until they find somebody is not normal, and business is bullshit.
Who worked out all our details before we walked in. We knew what we had to do, but always in women's business. You see, I had no idea because, like I said, I never had to deal with Don Juan on that level. We've always been cool.
We've always been cool. I never had to deal with Don Juan on that level. We've always been cool. But all the smoke she had for Don Juan, even though she know Don Juan didn't say shit to her, that also showed she on some bullshit.
But that day when we were in rehearsal, SWV doesn't travel with a whole bunch of people. We have our road manager, our manager, sound band, and us, and maybe like Jalen will travel with Coco. My family is never around. Lelio might have some family around, or if we're in the city, some of our friends may come around, but not.
You just named a whole bunch of people. How can you say SWV don't travel with a whole bunch of people? but then named a whole bunch of people. Candy traveled with her team, her husband, and sometimes her children, because she has young babies. Tiny travels with a team because she also has a young baby. Aaron's like 7. Tamika, youngest child, I believe, is 10. So they may travel with more folk than y'all do. Now, Tasha and her 18 people entourage, that was separate. But when you're putting on a show, you're supposed to have people there who do shit. Y'all would know that if y'all was about your business.
In this particular situation, but the Xscape has a lot of entourage. So there was just a lot of people in the building adding their 2 cents. And not for nothing, we didn't have an actual creative director. They just made Steven the person just to have somebody on camera. And he just didn't know what he was doing. It was becoming really nerve-wracking because nobody said, here we go here. This is how we're going to come out.
What? And so did y'all? Again, you keep saying no one knew this and knew that, but you ain't never said what SWV did to try to help the situation. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Can you?
The transitions were just, he wanted everybody to introduce each person every time we went on, and that was just, it was.
And that's the gotcha. Steven, who is, Xscape's person, E-Will was SWV's person, who was there and just wasn't on camera. And because she know his ass wasn't on camera, it's easier for her to blame Xscape and Steve. They had someone there who wasn't doing the job. Just saying.
Way too much, just way too much.
I just wanted to ask a question. So as far as being on this, this movement.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you found more controversy than love as far as like it's going?
Boom. I fully agree. Let me be around Candy. I'm leaving with something. I'm leaving here with something. Because when you are around people who move like that, who have connect, you want to see what can I know? Even if it's something as simple as seeing how to move in a room full of inexperienced assholes who gonna blame you once you done. I want you to show me. I'm gonna leave her knowing how to react to that bullshit and not, beating on my ass.
Yeah, because I think that with the bickering on camera, it caused the fans to choose sides. And I just really honestly believe had Candy and Tiny and all of them just not replied or said anything about what was going on, it would have just stayed neutral. But it's like,
had Candy and them not replied, had Candy and Tiny and them stayed quiet, let's not forget, everyone reacted and commented on social media, not just Candy and Tiny. Y'all just did not like what they said. But okay, stay on your bullshit.
Shots fired. What, are we just supposed to get beat up? Are we just supposed to take it even when you're not telling the absolute truth with all your receipts? It's just not fair. It's not fair, and it will never be fair. So now you have fans going back and forth, living off what somebody says, because of course, if somebody says it, that makes it true no matter what.
Like you talking all this goddamn time. That's what it is, Saj. You've been talking because you felt like, oh, Candy talking, I gotta talk.
Jesus is coming back, okay? He ain't get here yet, but somebody spotted him. And that's
right. I mean, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh my God, I thought it would be so much more of a blessing to see you guys, working and doing whatever. Like,
I did too. I was so looking forward to it. Once I
Now, did I told y'all earlier, she said I didn't want to do the show. I didn't want to do it. And she just said I was so looking forward to doing this show. So which, again, Tosh be lying. Tosh be lying.
Finally decided, okay, we're going. All I kept thinking was, Candy and I have been cool for umpteen years. Every time I see them, it's nothing but love. I'm thinking we are going to have a ball, turn up. And no, nobody's taking it personal because they're doing business. No, what I'm saying is it's wrong. Right and wrong does not. Again, like I said, we knew what our business was. As business women, we went in there with our plan, what we knew to be true, and we followed our business directives.
Which is crazy to me because, I mean, how do you minimize, I mean, let's think about it here. Like, they've had publicity stunts like Tiny. All your publicity came from negativity and the press and things of the sort. You guys have never had something negative about you, like out there publicly bashing. Like your name has never been like slandered. That what I'm saying. They said, "Oh, you guys fell off because times change and things of the sort." But
not her lying, saying that Tiny uses publicity to get famous. She's only had girl. The reason what happened negative with Tiny and T.I. whatever was news was because they were famous. You know how many people get in the shit every day and no one cares because they're not famous? The fuck? What? I need people who don't know what the fuck they talking about to not get up on lives and be delusional. I need Taj to not allow them to be delusional to make herself look better.
To see you guys still moving, still doing what you guys are doing, I never see anything other than you guys are beautifully, wonderfully made and working and blessed. You know what I'm saying?
Look at Taj. Look at Taj living for the shade of what's being said and not interjecting and saying anything like, well, no, Candy or Tiny are still relevant. You know what I'm saying? Not nothing. No, I'm going to sit here and smile as you degrade other people who I said I thought were talented women.
I also love this.
I skipped her because I got tired of her. Redhead pissed me off too. Let's get into it.
Even with all the quarreling and everything else, you all are still like, we cool with them. You know what I'm saying? It's just beef.
No. Saying you cool but dragging them don't match.
Right now, but I love that you're not ground bashing them.
Bitch, what? Cause I said, oh, she on some bullshit. Okay.
Your publicity came from negativity and the press and things of the sort. You guys have never had something negative about you, like out there publicly bashing. Like your name has never been like slandered. That what I'm saying. They said, "Oh, you guys fell off because times change and things of the sort." But to see you guys still moving, still doing what you guys are doing, I never see anything other than you guys are beautifully, wonderfully made and working and blessed. You know what I'm saying?
I also love this. Even with all the quarreling and everything else, you all are still like, we cool with them. You know what I'm saying? It's just beef right now. But I love that you're not ground bashing them.
I said, bitch, you lying. Bitch, you lying. Bitch, you lying. I was like, people were really saying, y'all don't be bashing them. Are y'all not watching the live? How are you asking to be on her live and not listening to what she's saying? Girl.
I just woke up.
So you went home and
I'm
watched
like
your
showed
own
out
show.
right now. I just can't take it.
I know. I've had it.
We got 13 minutes left, y'all.
I know. And tonight, just after watching that episode, the way they had us, me and Karla looking like we were just constantly, all of a sudden, just angry. Yeah, that just pissed me off.
Now, Lily is at the Waffle House. So she sound funny, but she's at the Waffle House, y'all.
And
how often do I walk around cussing people out every day?
It's so crazy how they just pretty much just judge you based on one little situation. Not even thinking about all of the stuff that we had to endure. Everybody have a break.
Right.
Like, look, let's get this shit done. Let's do what we need to do because, we don't want to waste anybody else's time. We were just done. So
right, at that point we were ready to rock. Let's get out of here.
Whoever's in charge, they gonna always win every time. And when we walked into that situation, we didn't have no wins anyway. Everybody's intertwined. You know what I mean? Every relationship all over there. So we came in, thugging it out, and
Lily trying to make it seem as if they had no control, and they had their people, and y'all had. Tell me who told y'all couldn't have y'all people. to keep saying, we thugged it out. We didn't have nothing. What the fuck? Lily, you live in Atlanta. How do you not have any musical connections in your own city as a fucking musician? How do you not know anybody in Atlanta to help y'all do shit? The fact that Taj and Coco, moved to Atlanta for the 2-3 months for them to do the show, y'all couldn't fly nobody in, bust nobody in to help. No, let's blame the fact that we had to use they people. Y'all didn't have to do shit. Y'all chose to because it was easier.
Fighting for what we knew and continue to do that throughout the whole season. So it is what it is, I didn't understand the part about the money part.
Did you call and ask Candy? No? Okay.
How did the money come in at?
I don't know. But like I said, if standing next to us, doing a show with us is going to cut your change, they didn't want to give it to you in the first place.
Like, I never understood where the money came from. And, we make this and we don't want to take a pay cut. A pay cut for what?
The fact that they don't understand, Candy and Tiny were giving examples of the reason they wanted to keep their headline status. Again, proves to me they wasn't listening to Candy talk or Tiny talk. They were listening to the fans and snippets and clips.
Yeah. And again, if we're the reason
and
you
then,
get the
the crazy
pay cut,
thing, I was
something
looking
wrong
at
with your business model.
the little teaser, and it made it look like you was cursing out Don Juan, right? If anybody knows Don Juan, they know Don Juan is not going to sit there and let you say some crazy shit to him.
So that right there means they know Don Juan. Because Lily said everybody know Don Juan ain't going to let anybody sit there and cuss them out. So that's my point. They all knew the clip was bullshit production stuff. But they still wanted to blame Xscape and be pissed at Don Juan and blah, 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 blah.
Thank you. Coco said I said it to y'all or like on the side. And yeah, maybe I did, but I know for damn sure I didn't tell him shut the fuck up.
Sound bites, they can put those sound bites anywhere. It's so sad that we gotta defend every little thing. I mean, everybody gets a turn. Everybody gets a turn, but I thought we did good this season. And hey, and shout out to Xscape. They fought it. If this was a boxing ring, they fought a good fight. they fought a hell of a good fight, boy. I'm telling you, but you got all of these women who've done amazing things in the industry, and we just basically fighting for what we love and what we believe in. I'm not even mad at that, but it's just the the low blows and the shots or whatever. And I didn't think we could have handled a lot of stuff a lot different. So I'm disappointed in that whole thing. Sometimes we can get, and I'm speaking collectively, like everybody who was a part of it.
And that's what I loved about what Lily said. Lily said all of us could have handled things differently. Lily was on some bullshit at some point, but at least she's admitting, hey, we all handled this in a way where it could have been different. Even I can agree with that, but I still feel like they took things personal from Candy speak on it, and that's where shit got fucked up.
Even behind the scenes, we just handle the shit so bad sometimes that we just get caught up in the hype of this and that. And it's just, and we saw what happened as a result of that, because the fans were so divided, and I hated that. I hated the fact that they were so divided, but you got to do what you got to do. I thank God that we always had a well-oiled machine before this thing happened, and I'm just glad that the Twitter fights with me are over.
And this is the thing. Both groups are touring. So the fact they keep we had a well-oiled machine. Coco is y'all well-oiled machine. As long as Coco vocals is oiled up, y'all good. If Coco falls down and break her tonsils, y'all out the door. Okay? Xscape is a well-oiled machine too. Because even with 4 members down to 3 members, they were able to put a whole show together and keep touring with S3. So I hate they keep saying we had a well-oiled machine for the whole time. Well, Xscape does too. They didn't stop singing or stop touring. They lost a lead singer and was able to keep going. Could y'all do the same? That's a well-oiled machine. A well-oiled machine means if one part breaks down, we can keep going.
Y'all can leave me the fuck alone.
Are you not on Twitter anymore? You done?
It's definitely power and editing, and we know that this is our third go round. You know,
That is so
I'm so glad this thing is over. Like, you know, my blood pressure got high, and it was just crazy. You know, like I remember there was one moment where the guy was reading the questions. They said, "Well, Lita, you said." I said, "No, the hell, I didn't say that." And then all of a sudden, okay, let's go to the next. Don't try to do that shit. Like, don't do that. And it's a lot of trickery that goes into this stuff, and that's the part that I don't like.
So I had to cut things up because the sound was really fucked up. They were talking about how production be messing things up, how production will like be shady, whatever. And my thing is, you know, them admitting how this is our third show. Y'all fully know how shit goes. So why y'all so pissed? Y'all know how production will cut and edit stuff. Why y'all so pissed? Thank you, Keisha L, for super chat. They need to be talking to Candy about bitches to learn some things instead of being infuriated and petty about bitches. They do. Because as soon as Coco tonsils stumble out her throat and she can't sing, if she get a cold, if she swallow a tooth, if Jalen fuck up her teeth, the moment that Coco cannot perform, they ass out. The fact that Candy was in a group and the lead singer left 25 years ago, and Candy has now grown herself to be a businesswoman with multiple streams of income outside of music, so much so she don't need to tour because she has all this other shit going on. You, Lily, trying to sell hot pussy books, hoping that you get a stream of income outside of singing back up for Coco. Taj, we don't know what you do. We don't know what you do outside of SWV. We don't know. I don't know if, you know, if Eddie still play football on the weekends for the C League. I don't know. However, everybody needs a plan B to make sure they getting paid. Cool, SWV tours every day of the year. Cool. Coco gonna burn her voice out because she's singing 362 days a year. Y'all gonna break her throat. And when y'all break Coco's throat, what y'all gonna do? What business will you have that you can do? What TV show could you go act on? Have y'all saved up millions to not be able to tour? I mean, not be able to have to work? I'm just wondering. Tiny got 5 houses. I hope she saves some money as well, okay? But Tiny be still around here doing other businesses. Okay, Candy is on multiple TV shows, doing Broadway, producing stuff. Ty be producing and all that shit. They have other things going on to where Candy did not need to tour with SWV. I'm sorry, with Xscape. Candy don't need to do shit. She just chooses to. So my only point, and I'm not trying to dog out SWV. My point is, y'all around here talking about how y'all are a well-oiled machine. Y'all machine works off one part, Coco's voice. Yes, the song, there's 3 people around here. Okay, but Eddie's wife and Hot Pussy Book Writing Lily can't sing the songs without Throat Coco. So you would think y'all would take more time figuring out what to do without Coco. Stop fussing with Candy and being upset with Candy and ask Candy, how can we put a play on? Candy, you have a sex toy line. Candy, can you let me know how to get my book in the nasty bookstore? Candy, you do the dungeon tour. Can I sell my book on your dungeon tour? Tour? Now, Taj, I have nothing for you. I don't know what your side hustle is, but you seem legit, like you at home and happy. Cool, do that. But both of y'all need to get the fact that Coco is y'all bread and butter. She's the boss. She's the voice. So the whole well-oiled machine, we've had a well-oiled machine because Coco keeps singing. The reason that Xscape can be fussing and break up is because 2 of the 4 people around it don't need to do that shit. And Tamika not broke. Her husband, who does security for, all the stars or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They cool. However, everybody needs some more money around here.
I don't like that part. You know what I mean? Then they take little sound, and the mic is on, even when you take a break. That damn mic.
What a cash app.
Right. You can't even say I got a pee fast. They don't use it.
I be talking to the PA who don't have nothing to do with the on-camera stuff, but then they'll keep that and put it somewhere else and make it look like I'm saying something to the girls. It's crazy.
Getting on.
So let me ask you this. If you could change something, because especially knowing how reality television is. Okay. So especially knowing how reality television is, what would you do different? Like, would you consider to do season 2? And what would you want done differently?
And this to me proved Lily not mad. Lily want to check. Lily see how much attention she's gotten, since the show. Lily is smart. We need a season 2, bitch. Bravo checks and Bravo attention is different than We TV. We know that.
You know the problem I have with a season 2 is because they can't keep recycling the same drama. So season 1, literally, Tasha and Tamika gave them everything they wanted. Season 2, they're gonna want us fighting each other. I'm not fighting y'all over no dumb shit. We're not doing that. We've had that already. We've been there, done that.
See, I'm not fighting y'all on no dumb shit. I'ma fight y'all. I'll fight y'all for a check. It just can't be on no dumb shit.
And if you give them one little inkling, I cut Coco's nail. It's gonna be like she tried to kill her. No. I just think that this was I don't know. It was a great idea in theory, but it was a horrible plan.
I have to give a shout out to the sisters because they put that shit on, man. Like,
but this is my thing. It's reality. How y'all upset that an argument happened, something was exposed, and then they had to follow the reality of it? If you want fake shit, go to a TV show and get your SAG credit, as Taj loves to say. If you do not want the real shit coming out, which sometimes can be messy, go to a TV show and be a producer. If you can't get booked on a TV show, then say that. If you can only get booked for reality TV, say that. But I mean, we can't help that some real shit happened on a reality show. It was a messy, yes. But that's life. Sometimes in life, families fight. I mean, they don't always steal money like that, like, Tasha and Rocky been accused of. But I mean, shit happens.
Oh, and I hate that they did. It just made it worse. You have all these millions of people who don't have nothing to do with their situation chiming in.
They don't have to listen. Because truthfully, Tamika only responded to Tasha. Tamika did not respond to social media or anybody else. She responded to Tasha. Y'all were the only ones responding to the fans in a negative way because we want y'all to agree with us. Girl, bye.
Attacking their mother, attacking their father. Like, no, I can never have my mother on the spot like that. No matter how bad she was.
These days, they want to be stars. I mean, I'm dead ass serious. Like, I be seeing some of these reality TV mothers and how I'm like, God damn, like, I wouldn't do that.
The problem is, I've been on
this person here, bottom corner, peach hat. Oh, she got on my fucking nerves today. And we have about 8 minutes left. The fact that she came around here saying Candy don't know what she's talking about when it comes to music and tours, because I'm a touring musician and I know more than Candy do. And Candy saying this about spot dates and that ain't no tour. I'm like, what? I just want y'all to listen to this lady and be mad at her with me.
Twitter, and I've been doing Instagram recaps on my thing, and what I've been trying to explain to people, that because it's a lot of people that's jumping in that are not in the music business, and so a lot of stuff, because Candy has been on reality TV for a long time, that they're automatic. It's kind of split with her, because you got some fans that love her, some fans that hate her. They're like in between with it, but for the most part, they're going to listen to her and think that she's telling the truth because she has a history of having receipts.
Lies. People can't stand. Some people can't stand Candy. So that right there is false. And saying some people who don't know music and saying stuff because they don't know what they talk about. So you telling me that Candy don't know music? That you know better than Candy? Okay.
Where the problem is with Candy on her speak on it when she was talking about it, she's conflating spot dates with an actual tour. And a lot of people there, because I'm a touring musician, so I know like the gist of what she's saying. There's a huge difference between a spot date. So what she's referring to when she brings up those flyers is y'all being special guests with New Edition. That's not the same thing as like a real tour would be.
And Candy never said shit about tour. Candy brought up concert dates that SWV was on where they were not a headliner. This person, in my opinion, is the same internet trolls who be around here fussing with us. You don't know this and you don't know that, so you know more about Candy shit than Candy? Okay.
The New Edition tour that's happening now with Keep Sweat and Guy, that's an actual tour. Like spot dates, nobody cares about him. Or they don't even. I don't even know any artists that I've ever worked for that use that terminology with a top billing with a spot date. So that's.
I don't trust your hat. Shut up.
Ridiculous. I thought that was ridiculous for her to say that. And it also proved, and I'm not even bashing Candy because I love Candy, I follow Candy, but that it shows your inexperience. I think the whole situation with Tasha's husband, that's rookie mistakes that you make when you're touring, which is indicating of y'all only been doing this for a few years back together as a group traveling.
Again, her stuff was breaking up. Her saying, oh, this shows Xscape's inefficiency, or this shows how they don't know what they're doing. This show they not. I said, are you? We don't know this person. Okay, we do not know who this person is at the all. However, she wants us to believe that she know more than the people in the situation. She know more about Xscape's touring life and their deals or whatever than they do. Okay, and because of what she saw on the TV show, that she know more than Candy and them, I was like, Lord Jesus. And the fact that Taj and Lily is just letting it, I'm like, y'all, but yeah, because it's easy to let folk come up here and make it seem as if Candy ain't shit.
Those things wouldn't happen in terms of y'all having issues during the rehearsal, and this supposed to be quick. It's not supposed to be y'all going through this like a dress rehearsal, like you said in the TV show. It's supposed to be quick. So the fact that they
so because Xscape wanted to do a full out rehearsal and not let it be quick, they wanted to fully walk through the show. That means they don't know how to do shows, because all tour dates, all shows is supposed to be quick. Yeah, two acts who never worked together, intertwining their goddamn show, and have never worked the stage in a whole new city. Yeah, they're not supposed to take the time to do rehearsals. They're supposed to rush through it. Okay.
We're doing all that shows that inexperience, and you have people having titles that are not, like you said, experts in that, because they know their cues, they know how to direct it, and communicating with the music director to where everything flows, nobody's time is being limited. Or
the people who didn't bring anyone to the table is agreeing with the random orange hat lady who we don't know, and saying, yeah, because no one was there who knew this. Ma'am, why didn't you ask SWV? Did y'all have anybody there for y'all? Did y'all bring anyone to the table? Okay.
Or using up too much people's time. It just shows their inexperience. And I thought it was important. I see a lot of different people reviewing it, and they're giving y'all the respect and the thing. But in terms of Candy, they're not writing. Real Housewives and Family Hustle are not classic hit records. Like
what? Not saying the TV shows that Candy and Tiny was on aren't hit records. Who the fuck said that? Who said that? Everybody say that? Bitch, what? And again, that's my point. You allow people to come up on your platform who think they're fucking and who think they're expert. The fact that she started off by saying, "Yeah, I've been doing Instagram reviews of the show. I'm a musician. I'm a touring musician. I know." Okay.
Yes, you can say they're going to come out and see you, but that's not what sells tickets. Yes, you're going to be able to open on a certain tours if it's your thing, but if your whole inkling of being back in the touring business is to be a headliner, then good luck with booking your own tour, because I don't see just realistically somebody, a Live Nation, paying for Xscape to headline an hour show without.
Because Live Nation is the only touring thing anybody can do. You know how many honey, SWV ain't even touring on their damn own. They on the undercard under Drew Hill, all 18 members, and Jodeci, who we hope will show up sober. Xscape had their own tour.
Album cuts. It's just the truth.
Let me just say this. I don't know if there's a misconception that we hate Xscape, or there's this crazy animosity between the two groups. And of course, what you guys saw is what we deal with behind the scenes. You just saw a private meeting being public. A lot of things that were said, this is stuff that we really talk about behind the scenes. People really talk about and care about, headlining. With SWV, it's never been an issue.
And that's the thing right there. If SWV do not care about headlining, why y'all keep fussing that another group who does care about headlining care about headlining? If you are aware that some people care about that, but you do not, why fuss with them about something you don't care about?
The issue was, what song should go last? Week or understanding. It was just that simple.
And Candy told us after both groups wanting to have their song go last, because each group have a right to feel that way, that y'all music person told Xscape to end with understanding for this one show based on the message of the song and all y'all being together. The fuck.
But Taj was saying, well, Week is the bigger record. Why wouldn't it go last? I mean, and it wasn't a headline fight. I don't know how the hell it ended up being who's going to headline fight and then try
to y'all fussing about it. That's how.
And discredit us and try to talk shit about our clothes. Because if you want to be honest, shit, all of us could use a makeover.
We agree, but y'all do wear clothes. I guess the 90s. Xscape do dress sometimes really sexy like. Okay, it's two fucking different styles.
Just make that clear. SWV is an R&B hip hop group. We dance. We from New York. It's a vibe with us. It's always a vibe with us. So we wear a lot of comfort clothes. We're not, and we ain't gonna apologize for that shit.
No one. This is the thing. No one asked them to apologize. The fans made the comment that they wear, combat boots and overalls as a diss when it was not a diss. It was just fact.
Yes, we do what we do.
You shouldn't, right?
Shut up, lady. Shut up, Orange Hat. Shut up.
Listen, everybody has their own style. I think
the fact that she started talking over Lily made me want to punch the goddamn phone. Okay, Orange Hat, you get on my goddamn nerves.
A lot of their insecurities, what I've seen in the show.
We know for a fact we can't trust Orange Hat because Orange Hat talked over Lily, who was on the fucking show. That's how you know she thinks she know. You think you know more than Lily. Lily talking, shut the fuck up. Why cut off the person talking about what happened on the show? Because you want to come around here and act like you know more than anybody else.
because they said it when last week on episode 5 with Taj and Tamika, when they showed the little snippet of you talking with Tamika, she said that should be a clear indication that this is all ego on their part. When she said that since I have to lessen myself with Candy and Tiny because of whatever the stature they have with Real Housewives and the reality TV show stardom they have, that y'all should be comfortable doing it. Like, that's projecting her insecurities in whatever facet of her dynamic in Xscape.
Oh, but we're not gonna put on Taj and Lily's insecurities. This is my thing. On the SWV and Salt and Pepper show, it is a clip of Taj, Coco, and Lily sitting around and Coco being pissed because both Lily and Taj is saying we have to bow down because Salt and Pepper song Push It is better than whatever song of ours. They literally said that. This orange hat heifer right here, who's making it seem like, because Tamika said, if I have to understand that Candy and Tiny has more of a following on social media than me, then y'all should too. That don't mean I have to bow down to. It means, in layman's terms, if you look at this, if you look at who has more followers, they do. And the fact that Tamika can understand that and not want to lessen herself, she just understands they do have a bigger following than me. That ain't no big issue. But Coco, Taj, and Lily sat there talking, and Coco was pissed, and she told them, y'all acting like fans. So the fact that Lily and Taj is up here trying to co-sign orange hat ass, right? Honey, I said, come on now, Hot Pocket Pussy Book and Eddie's wife round here listen to orange hat, and it's pissing me off. Because y'all did the same thing on the SWV Salt and Pepper show. So don't make it seem as if Tamika is around here being, she feels less than. He's insecure. No, the way Taj and goddamn Hot Pocket Pussy Book Lily reacted to comments shows their insecurities, because they do know for a fact if Coco stops singing, they done.
He's projecting that onto y'all, and I'm glad that y'all have the emotional intelligence to not cower down to that, because that's pretty much what she was doing.
The thing, and respectfully, I applaud what Candy has done. I applaud what Tiny have done. They have really made a mark, and whatever it is that they're doing with the TV, and they have a presence, they have a fan base or whatever for television, but they don't control our coin.
No one said they did. I think that's the gotcha. No one said they did. Lily and Taj is fully reacting and commenting based on shit the fans said, and I'm gonna say this and I mean it. Fuck them fans. Trolls are gonna say stuff that aggravate you. Stop feeding into it.
Right.
That's the difference. They don't control SWV coin at all. Mm-hmm. I mean, Atlanta. They part of the who's who of Atlanta. They could call somebody and be like, "No, don't invite Lily to a party," but I don't give a fuck. I mean, it's not something that I care about. I don't party into it. That's not my thing. I show up every now and then, but when you don't control somebody's money, of course you're going to go outside the box and try to find other little things that try to destroy them, or this, we can't control this, so let's hit them with this.
And that's like, what the fuck do you mean? Trying to paint the narrative that Xscape, i.e. Candy, i.e. or Tiny, is going to try to stop their bag in some other kind of way. Don't nobody give a fuck about y'all. To want to sabotage y'all? No one. Now, if people watch the show and watch the live and they don't want to fuck with y'all because of how y'all try to shit on Candy, that's on y'all. Because sometimes in this business, it is about connections. You know what I'm saying? But you can't make it seem as if, they couldn't fuck with us, and stop our money, so they're going to try to do other stuff. I was like, ma'am, you sound dumb. Because Candy has only promoted and told folk to follow y'all and do this and do that. And I'm sure if that hot pocket pussy book ever come out, Candy will promote it. We'll probably send a dildo with it. But y'all so stuck on what the fans said And the fans getting y'all pissed at Candy and them, y'all blocking your own blessings. Not meaning Candy is the only way for them to be blessed. But you do not have to hate on somebody else because you mad.
You know, and it's never been. I still think they dope at what they do to this day. Like this too shall pass. Right now is like really new. Everybody is on a high right now, but I didn't appreciate a lot of the stuff, the after show and all of that stuff. Just trying to bring receipts and all of that shit because
girl, stop it.
I would be a liar if I didn't say I was getting phone calls of private shit and receipts. I would never do that. I would never expose nobody's children. I would never expose some private shit that'll destroy somebody's life. I would never do that.
And Candy ain't did that. Now, if you bringing up Tamika bringing receipts on Tasha, well, Tasha should not have asked for the fucking receipts. Tasha was the one who said, sister, you gonna keep accusing me of stealing? Well, do you want me to bring the receipts?
Do I need to bring the receipts? No. This ain't stealing. This ain't stealing.
I mean, be careful what you ask for.
You know,
right.
So I am so happy that, yes, you saw us frustrated, not angry. You saw a moment, and that's all you saw was a moment. We are not like that all the time. We get frustrated, and by episode 5 and 6, we were fucking frustrated. We had.
And I did.
We had to do stuff, you know, the campaigning against us and everything. And you know, one thing I learned, and I said this before, the person with the mic is always going to be the loudest, and the person with the mic is the person that have more people listen to them. You know,
so and again, let's make it seem as if everybody believing Candy because she got the most followers. We all watch y'all on the show. People people drew their own conclusion based on the show, y'all on social media, and Candy. People listen to all of y'all. Candy don't have the loudest voice. She just made the most sense.
Whoever says something with the loudest mic, their opinion is considered law. But there's a whole bunch of different sides to this story. Any promoter that ever worked with us will tell you that SWV never made headlining an issue. That's not our thing. We believe in our catalog. We know what the fuck we do on stage. We go out there, we kill. We ain't got no props. We ain't got nothing. And we still kill because we believe in our fans. We love our supporters. And this tour is going to be immaculate. It's going to be off the chain. Mm-hmm. We have a lot to celebrate. And unfortunately, a lot of the stuff that went on in this show, it just kind of took away from what it really is, like what we had to celebrate as a group. And even Xscape too, you know, they're going into their 30th anniversary. But it was overshadowed by a bunch of the bullshit, the back and forth garbage that we were talking about, you know. And it's so sad. But as far as SWV, we're going to celebrate. We have a lot to celebrate about. So we want y'all fans to come out and support us. And we got a lot of surprises in store. And let me just make this clear, because I was reading, and I don't usually say stuff like this because I don't.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Don't be shy.
Care what they say on social media, but they were saying, you know, what Tiny said, you know, they made them step there. No, we had a real schedule. Was on the schedule. Yes, we had a schedule all the way in November. So everything we did during the show, it was on our schedule. SWV is a real business.
But I want to say this, y'all could have had a real schedule. However, y'all had shit on the schedule after the show aired. I'm sorry, after the show was recorded. We are incorporated, and we pay our employees with checks. So let's make that clear. So, no, that was her opinion. That's fine. You know, everybody could take a jab, but we didn't look at that as a jab because that's what we do. Because the jumpsuits, they had on jumpsuits too at Essence. So I'm glad we inspired. Now bringing up the one time Xscape wore jumpsuits and they was inspired. Okay.
I want to say this too shall pass. Everybody talking their shit, which is good. They have a right to speak on it. You know, about that group, and Xscape is dope. Like I'm still an Xscape supporter. I listen to that shit. It's on my playlist. I'd be a damn fool to be like, who can I run to ain't my shit? That's my shit. That shit. And I'd be a liar if I say I didn't know the dance steps to kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Just kicking it. I know the fucking dance moves. I drove 3 hours to see them. Like, but just like girlfriends, they go back and forth. You know, we go back and forth. We don't have disagreements and shit, but at the end of the day, this is what we do in real life. So what we do in real life and how the public perceive us and what we give them is important to us. And I felt like none of us did a good job putting that out there the right way. It was all about just kind of, embarrassing somebody and trying to cut somebody. Like, I've always felt like they was just trying to behead us. And I'm like, God, what?
Yeah, and I'm sick of people saying it's business. You're right. We came in handling our business, and they tried.
Right, and that's the problem. It's too many people. That's the main issue.
Shut up, Orange Hat. That was the most I got because Orange Hat kept getting my goddamn nerves. In closing, because we're gonna be done here, y'all. It's been 3 hours. It's after midnight. Okay, I thank all 370 y'all for still being here. But in closing, I want to say SWV, who I've always loved, fully changed my perspective of them based on not just the show, but their antics on social media. Mainly Taj. I feel like Lily said a couple shady shits or whatever, but for the most part, Lily held everyone responsible in saying we all handled this the wrong way. We all did things the wrong. We all had a part to play, whatever. That part I can agree with, okay? However, I do still feel like y'all on some bullshit. Okay? On some fraggle-naggle bullshit, okay? You can't try to downplay the platform y'all came on. Meaning y'all came to reality TV because y'all wanted to. You can't then do it and then blame everybody except yourself for how things played out. Period. You can't blame Xscape when the fans were the ones who made it a divide. And y'all fed into that shit. Anyway. I hope y'all have, liked the video. I hope y'all have liked the video. Okay. I hope that y'all will be right here and subscribe to my channel because you should subscribe and become a JayBird. I hope y'all have already followed me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, also on Twitter. I will talk to y'all later. I don't know when because I don't know if it's anything around here to discuss tomorrow. I know for the fact I'll be live on Wednesday, but I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. But y'all know, come on round to the corner and look, because if I'm live, I'll be live at 9, and if I have premieres, the premieres will be up, either at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, or 3 o'clock. So just check out my channel tomorrow. I love you all. I had a great time with y'all. Oh, I'm tired. Okay, I'm tired. Okay, but I love you all. Have a great night. Be safe. And until next time, I gotta go. Bye.